Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi Noob.
I'm Envy Jitters.
I'm CheerandCosplay.
And I'm Kozi.
And it's episode 200. The tournament's over, and we just kind of wanted to take a second here. God, we've been doing this for too fucking long, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
So, 200 episodes. We figured, let's just go back and take a look at things, see how things have changed over the years, take a look back at some of the old shows that we watched and all that sort of stuff. Just to kind of take an easy week, hopefully, to just go back and look at things. How's everybody else feeling about that?
A break sounds nice.
Got the member berries going.
Yeah. Also, it's probably good because when we first started this, Envy, CC, and Kozi, you guys were not here at the very beginning of this, so,
I joined right when you guys were doing the summer 2019 tournament, so I missed the Ergo Proxy discussion.
Yeah, so, we can go back and look at a couple things that maybe you guys didn't get to put your thoughts into if you've seen them. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to be like, okay, what's an intro to this whole thing? Because we're kind of just talking about everything a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We might as well just get into it. It's gonna be kind of a loose format sort of thing. But I got the list up in front of me of every episode that we've done. So we got all the shows and everything, and we can just stop, give a thought if you guys have a thought, or we can just run through things, or if you guys have anything to say about it, we can just go through it. I mean, the first thing we started with, Envy said, was Ergo Proxy, which, honestly, our format was a little bit different, because we kind of just stuck with a single show until we were like, hey, we don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah, until it became
Yeah, because we were kind of like, oh, well, we're going to treat it sort of like a book club,
right,
you watch
exactly.
3 episodes, then come back with another 3 episodes the next week, and just keep going like that. And I feel like, maybe if we were doing that for, modern shows today, people would probably want to tune in, and we could do that. We kind of did that with Magia Record when it came around to it.
Yeah.
But I think we kind of abandoned that, 30, 40 episodes in, because we were just like, we need to
it's a
see
lot
a
of
couple more
homework.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because we kind of quit the format because of, watching a certain amount of episodes a week, but then we did that twice for the tournaments.
I mean, we do have a set number every week. It's hey, let's watch the first 3, because I think ultimately, originally we were like, let's at least watch the first 3 episodes, because that's when when you're going to want to continue a show or not, usually, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I thought that made sense. Do we have any other... did anyone else go back and watch any other Ergo Proxy? Or
I've never seen it, I have to admit.
I watched the whole thing, but I don't think I watched it with you guys.
You were part of it, though.
I was?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
Yeah.
talking to you guys about it, did I?
You were on the thing, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you might be mistaken, but I have seen all of
I looked it up. Yeah, and you were a part of it.
I
You talked about it.
was?
Yeah,
Ah!
you were the
I
one that
think-
suggested it.
I think you watched
There
it
you are.
prior to us watching it.
Okay, I have no memory of talking to you guys about it, but I have seen the whole show, and yeah, I guess I would recommend it because it's one of my favorite shows. So that sounds like me.
Makes sense.
I like the show, I just didn't like watching it with you.
I just don't
Wow.
remember. This was years ago, guys.
It has been, we've
It
been doing this
was.
for 4 years.
4 years ago.
This was
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
It
pre-COVID.
was. I was still not around everyone at that time when we were doing that.
Yeah, exactly. You're still remote from us.
Yeah, remote,
Yeah,
and not forced to be remote like we were a couple years ago.
True.
Oh no, trust me. I was way far away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was remote out of necessity. Now it's just kind
Sad
of
times. And we would just record at our school.
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that in a boardroom.
Mm-hmm. And then it would be me in my apartment
Yeah.
just hanging out with my cat.
I'm looking at a lot of these episodes, a lot of the early ones were just hey, 30-some minutes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were so short before.
Yeah, and I was editing them thinking oh, this is so long, this is so much, no one's gonna want to listen to all of them. Meanwhile, we're making 3-hour episodes now, debating Digimon and Pokemon.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or the Shonen Showdowns where they were
Oh,
3.5
Jesus.
hours at the most.
No,
Oh
yeah,
my
I think the
God.
longest one was from the Shonen Showdown that was almost 4 hours. And I want to say it was a My Hero Academia one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the longest.
So we'll probably. I mean, I'm looking at the time codes on these things. We'll get to it, but yeah. CC Kozi, did you guys watch Ergo Proxy at all?
I've never even heard of the show.
Oh well, it's
good.
interesting. You might like it.
Wait, did you watch the whole thing out?
We watched the whole thing. We watched the whole thing. I understand you not remembering 4 years ago, but we literally told you 2 minutes ago. That
I
we
thought you
watched
were
it.
asking everybody if they've seen all of it.
Well,
you
but
guys
why are you
literally-
asking me if I'm the one who's...
Yeah,
this
no,
is on the channel.
we got through the entirety of the show.
Okay, I think I just misunderstood.
Okay. I did not see it before the podcast.
Okay, so I was the only one who had seen it before.
So that was probably why I was like, oh, this looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. It's really good.
Yeah. Then we had a movie out. I think we were doing a thing of every week we'll watch a thing and then once a month we'll watch a movie as a separate thing. And we have The Night is Short Walk On Girl. That was at the convention.
Yeah, we watched our con.
Yes.
Yeah, we were
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of new. They were showing it and we were like, hey, this is perfect content. Let's just talk about that then. So
Yeah.
That
fun
was
movie.
fun.
Yeah, nice. It had a bit of a vignette thing going on that was kind of fun, and I like the art style.
I think I was the one that only. I think I was the only one that didn't care for it. I think everybody else liked it.
Really? Why didn't you like it?
It was too weird for me. I'm being honest. I'm a stupid
Oh.
American.
Too weird.
Wait,
that's
we
so
watch
tame
a lot
compared to
of
some other
weird
stuff.
shit, and that was too weird for you?
I was gonna
Well-
say.
Well, okay. I should not say weird. I guess I should say abstract.
I'm
Okay.
looking at what comes right after that, and I'm questioning how that one's too abstract.
Oh, you mean Devilman Crybaby?
Yeah.
That didn't
Well,
feel
no.
abstract to me.
No. I mean, it's violent and gory as fuck, but
Did anyone ever see
how
the
did you
newer
guys like
one that
that
the
one?
director of The Night is Short Walk On Girl did called Inuo?
No, I haven't.
That one was really good. It's kind of
Yeah?
abstract as well, but it's kind of like a rock opera.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
So it's the whole thing is mostly told through songs,
Ooh.
and it's about these traveling performers.
I have not seen an anime musical before.
It's
I
like
don't
an
think.
anime musical, but it's set in like old times. But it's rock music, so it's really interesting. It incorporates old music, rock music.
You're giving me Samurai Champloo right now,
It's
I
really,
do
really
like that.
interesting, and the animation's very abstract like his other movies, but the story's not really abstract, but it has that musical quality to it.
Well, I'll throw it out there. Barring Envy, this might be something we should watch on actually take a look at.
I mean, I'll
think-
watch it. I'll watch it. If
I'm
believe me,
busting your balls.
I know. I was gonna say we'll get to stuff I vividly hated later on.
Yeah.
I
So
think this
far,
one's good. I would
yeah.
recommend it.
Then we got to Devilman, which was a lot. I won't say it was
Yes.
bad, but it was a lot.
I didn't
It was
join
a
you
lot.
guys for the podcast on this one, but I did watch it after the fact, and my mind literally went numb after episode 11, the final episode. I didn't feel anything. It was just kind of, and I still like the show a lot, but
Yeah.
my mind was just kind of processing because I did not know the manga ended that way.
Mm.
Spoiler alert,
Whoa.
everyone dies. So
Yeah, that actually begs the question, had anyone watched any kind of Devilman media before that?
No, I
Nope.
think it was just one of the newer ones that had come out on Netflix recently, so we were like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Yeah.
getting some buzz. We might as well take a look at it.
See, that kills me because so many people were surprised it had such a dark ending. But Devilman has never had a happy ending.
I was gonna say, as far as I know from when I was, reading over the synopsis of the manga on, the wiki, I was just oh, this takes so many dark turns. None of this is a surprise. But it's also titled Devilman.
Every iteration of Devilman happens because Akira failed to stop Ryo, and God reset the world again.
Yeah.
He's like, try again.
Well, that's his punishment.
Yeah.
It gave
Ryo's punishment.
looking.
No, I
not
know.
Akira's.
Like, looking back on it a little bit, I don't know why, but I get, like, somewhat Evangelion vibes, but, like, maybe a more satisfying ending.
I
well,
think
maybe satisfying is not the right word, but...
I think I knew the ending was going to be dark. I'm terrible at names, but like his love interest, whenever she died in the second to last episode, that was the moment I knew, okay, yeah, this isn't going to have a happy ending. When that happened, that was just like a gut punch.
The heads on the stakes.
Yeah.
I kind of got that maybe like a few episodes before that, like, this was not going to turn out well.
No,
but I'm just kind of like, I feel like this is just the way it's supposed to go, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was my second time watching it. For the podcast.
Okay, so Gav already knew.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say you didn't give anything away, I don't think, so good on you for that.
No.
Did your opinions change at all on a repeat viewing?
No.
No?
You could probably see a few more things, like, being foreshadowed.
Yeah. And I even started to, like, rewatch it for a third time, like, just recently.
Mm-hmm. And also, let's not forget, too, it spawned the Devilman Run meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is something. That's a while ago.
Did you guys like the show? What were your opinions on it?
Oh, I like the show a lot.
It was really good.
It's just a lot to take in. Like, it's...
very heavy.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I'm not going to watch this every week, but, you know, good on watching it.
I mean, my opinion is, I watched it once, I experienced it, I don't really feel like watching it again. Mostly just because, like, one, it's not really my thing, and two, it's just kind of... there's not really going to be a lot of, like, payout for me if I watch it again, since it's like the shock value is gone.
Yeah, that is a bit of a thing for it. It's like, if you don't, part of it going in is like, if you don't know what's going to happen, it's going to be more impactful. Probably. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Haven't rewatched it since, so I don't know.
I've watched it twice, and both times were within a single sitting.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is relatively short.
Each time I watched it is in one sitting. Not I watched twice through in one sitting.
I was gonna say, I'm relate.
It's like, are you a masochist?
You found a new way to watch.
Or were you just that confused?
Like, I don't recommend doing that. Both times it kind of like took a toll on me. I think I lost a good year off my life each time.
Unfortunate.
I mean, I've definitely binged shows before. Granted, not all the shows I've binged are as dark as Devilman Crybaby.
Did happily cosplay it, though.
A couple of you guys have, I think.
Yeah.
You did. Or did you never get around to that one?
I never got around
Which
to
is
it.
really funny, because I think all together we would have had the full squad.
Yeah.
Who would I have been?
You're not included in this.
Wow.
We're not in this one.
I'm behind the camera.
Yeah, me and Cece had the Mikis, and then I believe Gav had Rio.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to do
And
Akira.
I have Akira. I've just never done it.
Maybe I can be the big face one that's just a head, the MODOK looking person.
Jenny!
Wow. If you can figure that out, more power to you.
You just take a bunch of cardboard and paint the front. And that's it. And you just walk around like that.
Okay.
No, you clearly got to be the rapper guy.
Oh.
Best character.
I love him.
I think we watched Ghost in the Shell after that.
Was that?
Because that was another movie we did.
Yeah, the original movie.
Yeah.
Oh, we did the movie.
The
Because it's not
1995 one.
standalone.
Yeah, no. We didn't watch the Ghost in the Shell series
Okay.
yet.
No, we've never really watched the series. We've only seen the
No.
movies, ironically.
I mean, you know, that's not so... Well, one of them's not so bad. No, wait, do you not like the original Ghost in the Shell?
Oh, yeah, I was
That's
making
the one that's not so
towards
bad.
The
Well,
live action.
me and Gav had the opposite opinions. Me and Gav... I wasn't on this episode, but I wanted to be so bad, because I remember Gav saying they weren't a fan of this movie, and I'm thinking, I'll be right with you, Gav. I'm not a big fan of the original either. I hated to leave you alone.
Yeah.
I forget, what didn't you like about it?
I just kept falling asleep during it. Like, I just...
Sounds like a you problem.
I definitely think the movie does not hold up to, like, what the series actually built with standalone.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think you
lot.
can flesh it out more with the series.
I mean, I think the movie was meant to be a little more contemplative,
Yeah.
and the series was meant to be more plot-driven.
It's almost like when you compare the Blade Runner movie and the book it was based on.
Yeah.
Book it was
Yeah,
based on was like a hypothesis, and the movie is like a movie.
Yeah, but this time around, the movie was the hypothesis, and the
Yeah.
TV show was the... Yeah. But yeah.
I think the big thing for me was that I appreciate the movie for what it was and what it did for not just the anime industry, but the whole cyberpunk aesthetic as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, just something about it kind of, I don't know, maybe I didn't feel like it fleshed out its ideas as much as I would
It
like.
really doesn't, no. If you had to choose between that and the live action Scarlett Johansson one, which one are you picking?
I'm picking the animated one.
Yeah, I chose the live action one. And I remember saying that during the tournament that not the tournament, but the series that we did. And I said, I know I'm going to be in the minority. And I know that it's going to be unpopular. But
You're entitled to your opinion. Oh boy. We watched Tokyo
Tokyo
Mew
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 Mew.
after that. I love that.
Yay!
Well,
specifically the 4 kids.
Yeah, we specifically watched the first season of Tokyo Mew Mew. We came back to it much later on.
yeah.
God, how much longer? Like, way later.
We came back, like, in the winter or fall.
Yeah, because we were trying
Fall or
something
winter.
else after that, but yeah. Because we watched
I
this,
love this
'cause-
show.
yeah, this was one of those ones, I think at first we were going like, okay, one person picks something, and then another person picks something, and then another person picks something. So we had like that thing going. And I think this was your call, because it was your turn.
Yes,
and
my turn.
I went into this thinking to myself, like, ugh, magical
You're gonna
girl
hate it.
show. This is gonna be
but the
dumb.
4
This is
kids
gonna-
dub.
God damn,
Yeah,
did that
that's
save
the only
it.
dub that's in existence,
That-
at least in English for that show.
Absolutely makes the show. That ended up being, like, probably one of my favorite things we watched early on.
It's so good.
Which, going forward, when you had to watch the second half of the show sub, you were
Oh my
like, this isn't
God.
the same.
Oh, I hated it.
The vibes are definitely very different. I will say usually Japanese magical girl shows tend to take themselves a little more seriously,
Oh,
not
they
like
shouldn't.
the 4 kids dub.
And the bitch
But I
of
was
it
really surprised that you were actually really enjoying yourself, and I was having a fun time because I was watching both dub and sub at the same time.
I have such a soft spot for 4 kids. If you couldn't tell from the last tournament we were in.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know they did a lot of dumb shit. I know they, like, quote-unquote ruined certain shows. I will not deny that. But you gotta admit, they made some real bangers back in the day.
Oh, they definitely did.
I mean, Kirby's right back at you. That's a later down the line, but I love the 4 kids dub. I preferred it over the Japanese sub because there was one episode I had to watch sub because it wasn't released in English, and I was thinking the voices in the Japanese sub I thought were worse.
I mean, sometimes you just have that. I think, like, sometimes when you watch something one way and then you switch to a different voice, it can just kind of be jarring no matter what. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember I switched a little bit back and forth because, like, it would have been, like, right when I was, like, getting into high school that Death Note came out. And
yeah.
Oh god.
it was back early days of YouTube when you could have it on you could have anime up on there without it being
3-part
taken down
YouTube
constantly.
episode.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, we brought it up before, but yeah,
Mhm.
so there were a couple times because I wasn't always able to find exactly the right ones, and sometimes they were taken down, sometimes they were put up. So I was bouncing back and forth between the English dub and the Japanese dub, and it was a little
yeah.
jarring every time it went from Johnny Young Bosch, and then
Yeah.
I forget who the Japanese voice actor is, but
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like early days for when I first got into like anime properly and
Mhm.
was watching Inuyasha, and I watched the dub for so long
Yeah,
that I then
yeah.
switched over to sub because I could no longer find dubbed episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was like very taken aback by how high pitched Kagome's voice was, and I'm like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah, I had that with Naruto because I think Naruto was the first one where I realized I could go online and find the episodes because Canada got the dub episodes like a week or two before America did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I was able to watch those before they were even on Toonami. And then I was like, oh, there's like 100 more episodes, but they're all in Japanese. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get used to some different voices now.
Okay, so Elle, I have a question for you relating to Mew Mew Power. Was this first watch through for you where you wanted to start cosplaying Monkey?
I don't know. This first episode that we watched, no, because Monkey wasn't there.
No. Like, watching it through this first time where you were like, yeah, I want to be Kiki.
No, I don't think that came up until way later when we started, like,
Yeah.
going to conventions again, and, like, people were like, oh, we want to do Tokyo Mew Mew. I was like, well, who's going to be Monkey? If Chibs is not going to be Monkey, they're going to be Ichigo. Or, Zoe. Let's be real. I'm an English dub person. So I was
and
like...
you're like the tallest person.
Yeah, so I was either going to be Renee, or I was going to be Monkey. And I was like, you know what? Macho Man Randy Savage Monkey is the way to go.
I think after, like, a couple of episodes, like, with Kiki just being, like, sort of extra, I think you were just sort of, like, going with that sort of voice for her anyway.
She very easily became my favorite character in the show. Her and Dren.
Yes.
Dren is so good.
The egg boy.
Oh, yeah. That guy needs to get more voiceover work. I know he's in Big Mouth right now, and I think he does some stuff on Broadway, but, like, he was the guy in Book of Mormon, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm, like, actually really glad for what the English dub did to Dren's character, because he was a lot creepier originally.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the
address
remake.
that later on in the series.
Yeah.
That was oof.
No, yeah. That's a fun one. I'd go probably rewatch a couple of those episodes just for some of the lines, because there's some real good 4Kids gold in there, like the beach episode, like Tsunami's coming in, the lifeguard's talking to himself. All right, step 1, keep everyone calm. Everybody run for your lives! Good shit.
It was a good show.
One
of my favorites.
Yeah, and then after that we were like, I don't know if we
Summer
were like
tournament.
trying to get... I think the mindset was trying to get, like, some more people to watch, because we were like, oh, we need to maybe do some shows that are actually airing, and maybe people would actually, like, be interested in that. So we started watching, like, weekly episodes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look here. Like, what did we have?
This was around the point where you joined Envy, I think.
Yes. Yeah. You basically did 2 modern shows that were airing, which we started off with To the Abandoned Sacred Beast and Kanata no Astra, or Astra Lost in Space, and then we did a old show to watch in the background, and
that was Cutie High Defense Earth.
The Wombat.
QQ
The
something.
Wombat.
Yeah, the Wombat.
Oh, the magical boy one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And needless to say, me and Al weren't fans of Magical Boys.
Oh no,
No.
trust me. After rewatching it
anyone
now,
was.
like several years later, because I watched that as a sophomore in college when that was coming out, and when I rewatched it, I was like, okay, why did I like this show?
Probably because it was the only
just
magical boy anime you could find.
Well, no,
like
I think it
subverting the
was-
trope.
I think it was like the subversion of the trope and a little bit of I'm just high on a lot of silliness right now, so this is kind of my vibe. My vibe very much changed by the time I rewatched it.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea of the show. I actually think it's kind of a good idea for a show.
I think it could have been really clever.
I think they just didn't go far enough with, like, some of the jokes or some of the, like...
I think you
I don't
needed a dub.
You know what? I absolutely fucking needed a dub, because I feel like had they done a dub, it would have ended up like Love is War or something like that. It would have been very funny and sarcastic, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because one of the characters is supposed to be like exceedingly funny, because he goes with a lot of puns. A lot of Japanese humor is a lot of puns and wordplay.
I've
That
said
is
it
his
before.
main thing.
Sometimes it just
and-
does not translate.
Yeah, like they have to like do the little explanation like in a set of text like on the top of the screen to sort of explain what the joke is, which for people who enjoy like sort of learning about like the cultural differences and sort of like how they tell their jokes, like that's fine.
Yeah.
But I would say as like just a casual watcher or someone who's getting into it for the first time, like expecting, to be like having a good time, it's definitely a little bit not so much. So.
Yeah. I don't remember a goddamn thing about the Abandoned Sacred Beast other than there were some monster people in it. It was a very
Same.
forgettable show.
It was-
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was the only one. I was the only one that liked it, and yeah, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, Envy, do you mind just watching it on your own? Yeah, you can skip it.
Did I watch it? Was I there?
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
So we watched 3 episodes of it for 3 weeks. And then it was essentially the Civil War.
Oh wait, I remember now.
And they had a monster unit people, and then a
Yes.
werewolf
Yeah.
goes around killing his old comrades because they went crazy. Sounds like such a good setup and very interesting and something I'd be into. And it was just boring.
I
Yeah.
remember
To me.
now, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Envy, did you watch the rest of it?
Yes,
How did it end up being? Was it any good?
it's one of those shows where it was limited because it was 12 episodes. It felt rushed to end it, and it's based on a manga, so it kind of sequel baits an ending.
Oh.
So, which hasn't come out.
Didn't it come out with another season?
Nope.
From what I saw, I'm not entirely surprised. It felt very run of the mill,
But
for a premise that's
on-
so good.
But on the other hand, a good example of how to do a 12 episode anime right, Astra Lost in Space, baby.
Fuck yeah!
No. Yeah, that
Like-
show was so fucking good.
To
It was
this day, it's my favorite thing we've watched on this channel that wasn't I already pre-watched.
Same.
I 100% am up there with you on that because like, yeah, you're right. 12 episodes. It tells a complete story, gives you a ton of characters, and then fleshes all of them out. Gives you a decent mystery along with that, plus a plot twist. Which, if you haven't seen it, I will not spoil, but really good shit. It like genuinely just a really fucking good show, and I feel like I heard 1 or 2 people talk about it online, but I don't know. People might have slept on it.
It definitely was underrated. People
Yeah.
definitely slept on this show.
Yeah.
I mean, people who have watched it love it, but yeah, it's not like one of those shows. It's like, oh, you remember that show?
And the thing is that it is a complete story, because there
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
really a whole lot of it to begin with, because it's only like 5 volumes, which it's sort of like shorter volumes, so it kind of just told its whole story and done in 1 season, which is great.
Yeah, no, honestly, a very satisfying show is a great way to describe it, because it's like, it's just, you're like, oh, that was a good story whenever you're done with it. Real fun. I think, like, we ended up replacing Cutie High after that with Steins Gate, which is
Yes.
just a good fucking show.
Yeah.
Real good
My
fucking
favorite
show.
anime of all time.
This was a good time for you, Envy.
Well, yeah.
What happened?
And then we well, I mean, before
Literally
that,
everything we watch.
yeah, I was gonna say I
Well-
haven't seen this yet. Animal World.
Well,
I know you guys
to.
did.
I just kind of wanted to go because we were interspersing the movies
Oh, that's right.
throughout, so I just kind of wanted to cover because we did a whole season basically.
Yeah,
of
we watched
Kanata no
Copcraft.
Astra, Steins Gate, and Copcraft.
Copcraft
Copcraft is another one of those ones where it was like,
that was a dumb show.
Yeah.
I remember that a little bit.
you know
If
what?
it was rushed.
I don't know. I think the part of it was just like they didn't think much through their premise to make it interesting
peaked.
because it's
It
like
definitely peaked.
it's modern world, but with
It's
like
fantasy.
fantasy stuff and that. And I'm just like, Netflix had a movie called Bright. I don't know if anyone saw that.
My
Yes.
dad loves that movie.
Same.
Yeah, I don't, and I feel like
Yeah.
I probably dislike
Yeah.
Copcraft for the same reasons.
Yeah,
Copcraft might be worse because it's a lot of lolly bait too,
it is.
and I'm not into
It
that.
really is.
So,
Oh, it got so weird with the episode with the cat.
Yeah, that
Oh
episode
no,
in
fucking
particular.
ew. Yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah, good.
I blocked it out.
Good.
Squirt.
Good.
Did she like become a cat or
She
something?
switched bodies
No.
with a cat, so her tiny little girl body is being controlled by a cat,
Yeah.
and the old man is just having the worst day of his life.
Yeah.
Because she's going pee in the litter box.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh my god.
Goes pee in
That
the
was-
litter box, licks herself, or attempts to lick
Uh-huh.
herself.
Yeah, no, that whole episode was just like
it was fan servicey as hell.
for someone who we shouldn't be making fan service for.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I needed a shower after that episode.
Very awkward.
Just
We
like
all
I need
did.
to, I just need soap on my body and just get whatever I'm feeling off me.
Yeah. Ugh.
So if we're gonna make recommendations out of this entire block of stuff, watch Kanata no Astra, watch Steins Gate, don't watch Copcraft.
Yeah.
All right, what did we have in
Yeah,
between
pretty
those? We had like one
Animal
or two movies in
World.
there. Yeah, Animal World.
Animal World.
Animal World was so much fun.
Kaiji.
Oh,
But
I
a
have a quick
Chinese
question
movie.
about
And it's
Astra.
great.
I love
Oh,
that
yeah, go.
movie.
Sorry, what was that, Kozi?
Was Astra, did you guys watch that before Among Us got really popular? I cannot do this math
yeah,
in my
because
head.
I think that was pre-quarantine.
2019.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 2019, pre-quarantine, so
Yeah.
It does have a bit of an Among Us vibe, doesn't it?
a little bit.
It does.
Because
Yeah.
there
Looking
is
back.
Yeah, which one?
an imposter on
There's
the
an
thing.
imposter among us.
Oh. Considering what the whole premise and the big twist of the show is, that takes
Yeah.
multiple turns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good turns though.
Very true.
But Animal World. Has
Yes,
anyone
so good.
I envy Kozi, Cece, have you seen Animal World? Because I
Nope.
don't know whether we've talked about it enough around you guys.
I haven't
Uh,
seen it yet.
This
Okay.
is Kanomo Friends, right?
No?
No,
Yeah.
this
Looks
is
like looking at the thumbnail, that looks like a clown.
That is a clown.
This is, if you've ever heard of the show Kaiji, which is basically about this guy with a gambling problem, it's essentially about him, like, going through all these competitions and playing a bunch of, like, games, trying to, like, strategize and win money.
Okay, so this guy's
It's very good.
this guy is locked in the bottom of a boat and
Uh-huh.
he's playing rock, paper, scissors for star chips like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Oddly brings us back around to the tournament again. And he has to get 3 or he's going to lose his life. They're gonna kill him.
Yep.
And like he has a
And
bunch
if
of
he wins,
cards.
He gets money.
Well, you don't get money, you get your
Oh.
debt wiped clean. Essentially.
true.
Oh, no, I think I
So-
have
So
seen
wait, so
this.
Squid Game?
Yeah, it's like Squid
Does-
Game a little bit.
A little
Does
bit.
he end up going to, like, a floor where there are, like, people who are doing, like, all or nothing bets? And they, like, escape with someone who is being held up there?
I
No.
mean, that is sort of, but there's not an all or nothing bet place. Trust me, if you'd seen this
I
movie,
think I
you know
have
you
seen
would.
this.
Maybe
Hold on.
have you seen the anime, maybe?
Yeah, have you seen Kaiji?
Because
Hold on,
Kaiji
hold
might
on,
have had
hold on.
1 or 2 adaptations. I don't know that
Yeah,
they're
it might
saying...
have been adapted
Yeah.
into other movies or
This is a
something.
Chinese movie, we should be clear. This is not a
Mhm.
Japanese movie.
Yep.
And it also has Michael Douglas. for some
Okay,
reason.
Yeah,
yeah,
Steven
no,
Francis
no.
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
they had the cards for the rock, paper, scissors. I have seen this.
Oh,
So
you've seen
who
the
recommended
movie,
this
yeah.
movie?
So me and
You
Yin,
stole
we randomly
it.
no, we were going through Netflix one night and we were just like, we need to find something to watch. Like, and we did like that doom scroll kind of thing. We're like,
Yeah.
what's the weirdest thing? What happens if we scroll far enough on Netflix? What's the weirdest thing we can find? And we saw the clown because the clown's the thumbnail. I'm like, well, now what is that? Why is it called Animal World? And then their like preview for it is the sequence where he's a clown murdering aliens on a subway. And we're like, I don't know what this movie's about, but we gotta watch at least 5 minutes. of it.
I
And then-
completely
oh-
forgot about those sequences.
Yes.
Mm.
Not even important to the plot when you think about it.
Same.
No.
But my god, was that like, it's one of those like you jump into it thinking you're gonna get one thing, you get something else, but that something else is just so good.
Yeah, I really
Okay,
thought it
yeah.
would have more to do with clowns than it really did.
Yeah.
And there was like a set amount of every kind of card, and someone was
Yeah.
like hoarding the rocks or something.
They started
Okay,
doing
you have
that.
seen it, yeah.
Yes. Like
Yeah,
it's Envy, Cece, watch this movie, it's really fucking good.
It's so
It
fun.
is really good. The sequence with the clown stuff, like, while it has no bearing on the plot, it is so well done.
And you have never seen people play 4D chess with rock, paper, scissors before, but it is so worth it.
Like actual rock, paper, scissors. Not like
They're-
metaphorical, you're playing rock, paper, scissors like in a gambling
No, it's
thing.
like rock, paper, scissors.
You
No,
have
it's
each
just
person,
a card game.
Each person chooses a card. It's either rock, paper, or scissors, and you play rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
but they're playing 4D chess with rock, paper, scissors. It's such a good... I cannot recommend this movie enough.
It's so
Does this
It's
have
real good.
anything to do
I feel like I have to
with
watch
the,
it again.
We
soon.
should. You know
It's
what?
so
They
good.
locked
You
you,
know
up
what?
when you like ran out of cards or something. Is that
Yeah.
what they did?
If you ran out of cards and you didn't have 3 stars, you lose the game and you're gonna basically get dissected.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's fucking intense. We should do it. It's back on the list. Not everybody's
back
seen
on
it.
the list.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
Does this have anything to do with the anime that's like Kakekarugi? I don't
No.
remember how to
No,
pronounce
I don't
it.
think so.
No.
No, because it sounds really similar,
It's
but
Kai-
it takes place in a
what
high
is it?
school.
Kaiji.
It's Kaiji.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
actually.
Cece's talking about the ones with the red school coats.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
the
gambling
orgasm
skull
poker
anime.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Have not
poker
seen
one.
the show, but I'm assuming it's just orgasm poker face.
A little bit, but it was good. I liked it.
Okay, maybe we have to put that on the things to watch on this. We actually found another movie kind of like that. We actually had some luck with a few movies. Because the other one, Secrets in the Hot Springs.
Oh, it's another
Oh,
random
that was
one
so
we
good.
found.
Yeah, another just random, like, let's doom scroll real quick.
Yeah.
And then we find this, like, Taiwanese
That one
movie.
was Taiwanese.
Yeah, and we just, like, saw the preview, and it's, like, it's a ghost comedy.
It was
It's
so
a horror
fun.
comedy, and it is just real funny. And I think we showed you guys that one.
Yeah, we showed them at the
We did.
con.
I think we were at a con and we watched it.
And then
Oh,
there
yeah.
was, what was the other one? PMOC or something?
PMOC, yeah.
I must
'Cause
have
we
missed
were
it.
sort of like,
Thai
are we
movie.
sleeping on Asian horror comedies?
Asian horror
My God, we
comedies are
were.
great. Everybody should watch A Handful.
Yeah, PMAC.
PMAC.
Yeah, I think that one's
That was
Thai. Yeah, that was Thai. Which I think is actually their highest grossing movie.
I think it was, like, in the whole country.
It's like,
Wow.
in that, we got it, that's on the list.
Yeah, that one has to go on the list. That was fun.
But it's about these guys who came back from war back in, like, late 1800s, early 1900s. It's set back in a time it's a period piece, and they come back to this village where one of the guys is from, and the guy doesn't realize his wife is a ghost, but his other buddies realize it.
Oh,
And
yes,
they're like-
I have seen that, and they
Oh.
don't know how to tell him.
Yes,
It's so fun, right?
that is such a funny movie.
The lake scene, though.
Oh yeah.
And didn't they go to, like, a little
You
carnival
go.
or something?
Yeah, they had like a ghost
A
house.
little ghost, a little haunted house. It was so funny.
Oh, we gotta watch it. It's on the list.
It's all
We're gonna
right.
I
watch
was
it.
gonna say I haven't seen it. I didn't go to that con with you guys, so I missed that.
No,
I-
no, we didn't watch-
show
Oh no,
PMAC
no, 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 no!
either.
None of us have seen that one.
No,
Uh-huh.
no. I mean, let's screw it. Put all 3 on there.
Yeah.
Animal
Yeah,
World,
do it.
PMAC, and Secrets of the Hot Springs. Recommended by everyone here. Almost everybody here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone who's seen it.
Okay, I'm
Okay, after
seeing
that we
another
watched-
movie in your summer anime week.
Yeah, Perfect Blue.
I don't know
I
how
feel
we
like
got.
we
I don't
did
know how we.
this again.
Well, we did the other Satoshi Kon films later, so we didn't.
I
Yeah.
feel
re-
like
we-
was
That
this
was
my
one of the
Oh,
first
Perfect
ones.
Blue
That
was the
probably
one you
was your-
guys had already watched.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is probably me.
Yeah.
Because this
I
is
like
one
that
of my
one, too.
favorite movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever saw it, and that's another one of those movies where it's like really heavy. Like you
Yeah.
can't watch it every day.
Yeah.
I think I might have skipped this one.
Yeah, it was really good though. I enjoyed it. It's just,
Oh, no, yeah.
but like,
Such a good movie.
yeah, it's definitely sheds a light on how obsessed people can be over their entertainers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
idol
dark movie.
culture.
It's very, very well made, though. Like, this
Mhm.
was... Because this kind of was... I don't want
Was
to...
this his first film?
No.
I don't want to say it's his first... It might have been his first directing thing?
Well, that's what I mean. Like his
I feel like
first
it was his
direct.
first, like, feature length.
Yeah,
film.
that might have been,
I think
yeah.
he did other shorter things.
Yeah, he did.
But this was his first, like, what you would think of as a movie.
I do, like, I don't think it was the inspiration and for it entirely, but I know that, who made Black Swan?
Dan
Darren
Darren
Aronofsky or
Aronofsky,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know he had to buy the rights or, like, buy a trait or, like, pay a copyright thing so that he could use the bathtub scene in Black Swan.
No, that was a different one.
Oh no, was that Requiem for a Dream?
That was Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream was
There's
it?
just
Okay.
a lot of similarities between it and Black Swan. I
Yeah.
don't feel like he was just a fan of Perfect Blue.
I mean, I get it.
He had to have been.
Yeah, it's
Because
very
he
much
used,
up his
like,
alley.
very similar themes in Black Swan, but then that exact shot was in Requiem for a Dream.
I can't... There was a scene in Black Swan where they're in a bathtub, right?
I don't know, but it was not that same shot.
Okay.
I don't remember. I've only seen Black Swan once.
I don't
But
know.
I've seen Perfect Blue several times.
I don't know. I keep mixing them up.
Yeah. Okay, are you of the opinion with the ending of Perfect Blue? I gotta ask, are you of the opinion that, like, what was happening in the cop show was reality, or what was happening in her life was reality?
I think it kind of puts a delineation between the two, where it's like, I think what was happening in her life was what was going on, but it was like her perception of reality was warping.
Yeah,
Is
she
the
was
issue.
an unreliable narrator. Which
Yeah,
was
so
the
it's
whole
not so
point.
much where you can definitely say one is happening and one isn't. It's more like, it's kind of like that, what was like season 5 of BoJack Horseman? Where he's like on the TV show, but he's also drugged out of his mind, so he can't tell where the TV show and his life are starting and ending.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, it doesn't matter really what was real and what wasn't, so much of what she's dealing with.
Yeah, I
I
agree
would liken
overall.
it to kind of like Pan's Labyrinth,
That too. That's on the list.
Yeah, that one's good.
where like, was all of that stuff actually happening?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not, but for
Yeah,
her,
it's not the point
like,
overall,
she
but-
was
Yeah.
perceiving it as real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that also, like, kind of leaves it up to you as the viewer to decide
Yeah, exactly.
what the ending really was.
That's why I was wondering if anyone had any specific thoughts, because I do think it's up to interpretation.
Yeah, I mean, but I think part of the joy is that like that's kind of the intent. I mean, I
Yeah,
think a couple
exactly.
of Shinkai's movies are like that, where they're like, we're gonna leave this.
Do you mean Cones? Satoshi Kon?
Oh yeah, no, we saw some Makoto Shinkai recently.
Yeah.
but that's why the name's in my head. Yeah,
Satoshi
Satoshi
Kon's
Kon.
movies.
Because other than like maybe Tokyo Godfathers, all of his movies have a bit of like, you can kind of infer whatever you like from these
Yeah,
endings.
I
a
think
little bit.
Perfect Blue was the least clear, though.
Probably.
Like, I feel like you could kinda... Like, it's pretty clear what happens in the other ones overall.
We should come back around to this when we get to his other ones, because we did watch some
Yeah.
other things of his. For now, though, there was one other movie in this series that we were doing. A Silent Voice.
That was mine.
That was was
So
that your
good.
first recommendation?
I guess for anime. One. Did I recommend Steins Gate?
I feel like you might have, but I definitely would have too.
Okay, so I guess
So-
this would have been my full first recommendation. I can't tell you how much I love this movie. Like, it's not only one of my favorite anime, it's one of my favorite movies, period. Live action or anime. Like when we did our top 5, I stuck to TV series, but if I would have included movies too, it would have definitely been on my list.
I think the only reason we didn't let you do that because at some point we wanted to do a top 5 movies thing.
Yeah.
When did you guys do this? 2019?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have been, I think, the 2019 or early 2020, somewhere around. No, wait,
No, it was.
Yeah, it would
was
have been summer.
2019.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Envy,
'cause-
had you seen it already? Because it came out in 2016.
Nope. I heard about it for so long. I saw some videos on it. I heard it was really good. And I decided, okay, time to put on the feels, time to take a permission slip to go on the feels train and watch it. And, yeah. Yeah. I rarely cry at all in movies. And even I got teary-eyed towards the end of the film.
I will say, like, normally I don't really like the trope of, like, oh, you know, he was super shitty to her, but she forgives him. But she kind of held her ground about, like, hey, you were kind of a dick.
The best thing I could say about this movie is that everything in the movie is earned. It doesn't sugarcoat the fact that the main character was a piece of shit to her, and he got his comeuppance for years. But at the same time, him overcoming his past, trauma and willing to learn to love himself again. That was such a great emotional impact, and the fact that
I
like
don't remember what
the fact that like
made them start bullying him.
yeah.
No,
I-
what
yeah.
made them start bullying him?
Yeah.
I think it was just an easy. He got scapegoated. Like,
Yes, exactly.
some shit happened. I think the girl left, and then, you know, the teachers were
Okay.
kind of like, whose fault is it? And everyone just pointed at him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
then
And to be
became,
fair,
like, the
he was the
pariah.
main instigator.
He was part of the problem.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
he definitely started it, but
Yeah.
it was yeah, it sort of became, he instigated, and thus he became the scapegoat for the rest of the class, even though they were all involved in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's your fault she left due to bullying, so we will now bully you.
Yeah. It doesn't sugarcoat the fact that kids could be assholes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we need a new target.
Yeah. And also the movie's gorgeous. Like Kyoto Animation made this movie, and
Mhm.
it's, you know, Kyoto Animation is one of the best anime studios, period. Like, just in terms of how they animate their stuff and how they treat their workers. So, yeah, I was really glad we watched it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, but I did read the manga right before it came out. And I just never got around to watching it. But I heard it's really good.
I would highly recommend it. The only criticism I have with the movie is that it is a long movie, and it's like some moments it drags a little bit, but otherwise, yeah, that's the only complaint I have with the movie.
I mean, I feel like that
Yeah.
made it feel like actual life, though.
Kind of see that
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. And what I mean by drag is like there's some shots that they could have trimmed a little bit. There's some sequences they probably could have cut like maybe even like 20 seconds off of or something like that.
I think that was pretty much the whole summer, and then we went into
The
fall.
Yep.
I
Were
see
we-
transcendence of a bookworm.
Oh, a sentence of a bookworm, but yeah.
A
I was the only
sentence.
one that liked it.
Yeah, that seems to be a bit
How
of a
long did you guys
trend.
actually get in it?
5
episodes.
weeks?
No, we got in 5 episodes.
Yeah, so that's
Or-
5 weeks. We were watching week to
Oh,
week.
that's not long enough.
No. My whole thing is like, I feel because it's such a slow-paced thing that I was having a hard time, like, sort of enjoying it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I suppose it's like more that you're supposed to like enjoy the journey with her, but I'm just like,
Envy, have you seen like the other seasons and stuff?
Nope.
I've seen all 3 seasons.
Okay. I would really argue season 1, it's a slog.
It
Season 1
felt
is
like
a
it.
slog because it takes forever for her to get anywhere. But
Mhm.
like once it starts picking up, man, it picks up.
It gives me, and maybe this isn't the perfect comparison, but it gives me, looking back on it, vibes of I got reincarnated as a slime.
A little bit.
But
Well, that's because it's
That one's so
one of those
good.
kinds of
yeah, but that one
shows.
actually
It's
like
an isekai.
starts and gets going
Yeah.
in the first couple episodes, as opposed to, hey, let's learn how to make pancakes for 6 episodes.
Oh, I don't think I saw this one.
You were there.
It's a
Well,
slow
I was
burn, but
Like
What?
the whole point for her is
Yeah.
that she didn't have like that nice easygoing life before.
it's one of those shows where if you look at it like week by week, you think how much progress has been made, but then later on, you like, wow, actually a lot of progress has been made once you look at the big picture.
Holy shit, you weren't on this.
Thank you.
Hang on. That's only 1 episode.
I didn't see any of this show.
Oh, wow, you
Like,
really
I
weren't
don't-
on
I
any
did
of
not
these.
see the show. See,
I apologize.
If you
Thank
only
you.
watched 5 episodes, you didn't even get to see her powers, did you?
I
No,
think it was
not
probably...
really.
I remember
I-
vaguely she got pissed off at someone for breaking her, like, papyrus or something, and she had, like, a vague moment of an aura showing up. So it definitely hinted at it, but we didn't see anything.
Dude, this girl can like nuke armies.
Well, now that would
Yeah.
have been interesting to show up earlier.
If they had started with that a little sooner, I may have stuck with it. But if you're saying it's a slog for the first season, I still feel like I would have dropped it regardless.
Did you see all 3 seasons, Kozi?
I have.
Okay, without getting into spoilers, did you nearly bawl your eyes out at the ending of season 3? Because that gave me an emotional whiplash.
I mean, I would argue for that. Like, she kind of seesawed the entire time between these really emotional moments where she was obviously torn between duty and obligation and, like, wanting to actually be close with the people she loved. Like, there are a lot of instances of that in the entire series.
Yeah.
Maybe we should watch it for later.
Huh, maybe.
And then we also attempted to watch Kabuki Sherlock, and I wasn't a big fan of that, if I was being honest.
I know this is the season that we started, and then we were like, you know what, this is not working out because people were just falling behind on stuff and weren't always able to watch everything correctly. Did anyone finish Kabuki Sherlock? I feel like we did. For some
I
reason.
never watched it.
Oh, right, you weren't there. Never mind.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I finished this show, and yet I don't remember what the ending was? Unless it was super short.
So, Kabuki Sherlock and Ascendance of a Bookworm, we stopped watching it at the same time.
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember if I continued watching it on my own for any reason. I feel like I did and I feel like I didn't. But it was a very episodic show, so that might be why. It was okay. It's kind of eh. I've definitely seen better Sherlock. I've definitely seen better Sherlock type stuff. There was one other show in here, 2 other shows, but one other show that we watched 2 episodes right before we decided to switch back to formats. It was called Babylon. I may have to go back and look at that again because I feel like it was actually really catching me, but then we just moved on.
Yeah, so it was at the point that we had dropped it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was a couple weeks behind, I think.
Right, which is like...
So...
Because I think we had dropped Ascendance of a Bookworm, and Gav was continuing it, and we instead watched Babylon.
What are you talking about?
When we were 3 years ago, man.
I mean...
I didn't watch Bookworm.
I was going to say, Envy was the one that kept up with Bookworm.
Hang on.
You were the one. You said that you were somewhat interested in it, and you might keep watching it. I was the one that was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely."
I didn't like it at all.
Okay, well, in episode 39, week 5 of the fall anime from that year, the only people who were on that episode were me and Gav.
Huh.
So I definitely wasn't watching Bookworm. I think you did.
I was the only one who watched it that week.
Okay.
It was like episode 4 or whatever, or something, and I did a really poor job describing it, and someone got mad at me in the comments and was like...
fuck him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's like, I think you were just having a trouble describing it because you weren't interested in it.
That's exactly what it was, yeah.
Was I absent that week, I take it?
Well, apparently a couple people were.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where I was. Maybe I was busy that day.
Yeah. But Babylon was interesting. We might have to go back to that at some point.
Yeah, because I do also remember wanting to continue it, but I think I was dealing with a lot of stuff at the time.
Yeah, because you were still out of town at that point, I think, right?
This is what year?
God damn it, I just
still 2019.
Yeah.
Nope, I was back.
November. Yeah. Okay.
Tiger and Bunny.
Tiger and Bunny. Yeah, we said that was the one that we continued. Because we were like,
that was the only show we continued.
We were like,
so good.
This is an older show, but we should watch it because we need an old show to watch. And I was like, hey, I think it just came around to me for recommendations. And I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you did, because I love Tiger and Bunny.
Yeah, it's fun.
So good. So good.
Cece, Kozi, have you guys seen that?
Tiger and Bunny? Yes.
Yeah.
Did we just watch that recently?
I don't
No,
think so.
that was something different.
No.
Yeah, the
Like
CGI is a little in it, but overall characters and everything else is just so good.
It's one of those shows where I got used to the CGI. Like, I'm not going to say it's good, but I got used to it. Like, at a certain point, it just didn't bother me anymore.
Like, I would have liked it had they done full animation with it, but it's not so bad after a few episodes. I feel like we talked about that one here and there off and on. We never got around to talking about the second season that came out recently, or like a year or two ago. I remember watching some of it. But yeah, I don't know. Do we need to say anything else about it? It was like fun. We all liked it. Good superhero stuff. Did you guys want to do a cosplay of it? I feel like every time we watch a good show and we all like it, everyone's like, oh, we should do a cosplay from that, but we just never do it.
I already have a Barnaby wig.
Right. You want to do that.
There's so many cool designs from that. I definitely have to think about it.
Yeah.
That's the question, though. Do you do their normal outfits, or do you go all out and do the superhero outfits?
Okay, well, if you have the budget for it, do the superhero outfit, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit much to put together. Also kind of bulky.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are.
There's a character in season 2 that's a magical girl superhero, basically.
I do remember her a little bit, yeah.
Cat girl.
What does she have, water powers?
Yes.
Right.
Water twin powers activate.
Yeah, fun show. We also watched Princess Mononoke in there, in between.
Mm-hmm.
We also watched the Steins Gate movie, too, because of...
I skipped that one for a second. Yeah, both of those are good movies. I think the Steins Gate was mostly because we were like, hey, we've got a movie coming up. We just finished watching Steins Gate. Let's watch the Steins Gate movie. And then we were... I'm trying to remember, like, was there anything specific we said about it? It was a little bit of a shorter episode because we were starting to do a bit longer episodes at that point.
I can't remember.
Well, we enjoyed it. We can say that.
Yeah. Oh boy. You guys watched Bakuman.
That was a poll episode. Al did a poll, and our viewers or subscribers picked that one to watch.
I'm sorry,
Did y'all like the head tilts?
No.
Oh, Bakemonogatari.
Yeah, it's part of the Monogatari series. Yeah, no, I was indifferent to it. No one else liked it.
Head tilts for days!
I think my problem had something to do with, like, I just hated the way they talked.
Well, that's because the Monogatari series is all dialogue. Like, if it's one of those shows where if you miss anything, you're going to be like, what the hell's going on?
Which is so weird because, like, I'm a fan of Katanagatari, which I feel like is from the same author.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know what was up. It was probably also, like, there was a weird... They spent a whole episode talking about how you want to fuck your sister-in-law.
What?
Why am I remembering that? It was some kind of really weird conversation. At a certain point, I'm like, why are we here? Why is this happening? When we had, like, giant crab monsters an episode ago? Like, what are we doing?
It's very fan servicey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
We skipped over Princess Mononoke. But Ghibli
Yeah.
movie, it's always good.
Has not seen Princess
more?
Mononoke.
Well,
Cece has not seen Princess Mononoke.
Hey, well, guess what's back on the list?
and we actually, it was funny because we actually went to a screening of that. It was Ghibli Fest, so we actually saw it in the theater.
I mean, I feel like, was that AMC? I feel like they do that, like, every year where they're like, every month we're going to do a different Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that for, it was either November or I think it was still November. Yeah. But that was that, and then, months later, no more going anywhere. Yeah. I'm like trying to map this out, like, where are we leading up to quarantine?
That would have been
Magia Records was when quarantine was really, like, in the thick of it.
Yeah, that's about there. So we did one of Bakemonogatari, well, 4 episodes of Bakemonogatari. And then we were immediately like, nah, we'll switch to something else. And then we did Paranoia Agent.
Yes.
The other, the only Cone anime series.
TV series, yeah.
Yeah.
That opening is still weird.
Did you guys
but, like, it gets you a little bit, doesn't it?
I don't think I remember who Lil Slugger actually was, but man, that show fucked with me when I was young.
I mean, like, good, right? I don't know.
I don't know if I could tell you what was actually happening, but, like, the Lil Slugger thing, like, actually made me, like... Because I watched this on Adult Swim, I think.
Mm-hmm.
like when I was like a teeny tot. Like definitely not something I should have been watching.
That's
Was
fair.
it the girl with the dog?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we say Perfect Blue was, like, trippy and you weren't entirely sure what's going on. I feel like he, like, went all out on Paranoia Agent with that vibe.
It
That's
started off straightforward, but the longer it went on, the trippier it got.
So does Perfect
In
Blue,
the
man.
end, was he even technically real, or wasn't he just like a manifestation?
You know what it reminds me of? Because you guys haven't seen this, but you remember Puka and Puka 2?
Yeah.
It's Puka 2, isn't it?
A little bit.
We gotta show you guys those movies. At least the second one, because that
what
was
were
really
those
fun.
series called where they were just a bunch of like
It
horror
was...
movies?
They're all on, like, Hulu. It was some sort of channel that was doing, like, a In the Dark.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a series of, like, I guess, either independent horror films or, like, small concept type thing. We watched
we
We watched
of
2 or
them.
3 of them at
Yeah.
least. And some of them were actually pretty fun. We'll have to maybe look into those. Something the Dark series. In the Dark, Into the Dark. Into the Dark, I think.
Maybe.
Chibi,
Um,
how did you end up liking Paranoia Agent? Because I feel like you normally like these kind of like long haul mystery type deals.
it's 13 episodes. It's not that long of a haul.
Too abstract.
Yeah.
Too abstract!
Aw,
I
like
just
abstract.
remember not really enjoying myself very much. Because I felt like we were getting bits and pieces here and there, and sometimes they ran together, but then other times it was not. And then I felt like when we were trying to figure out what Little Slugger was, we ended up going on an entire tangent. And I think I just got lost in the sauce. And I couldn't figure out where we were going. And by the time we got back, I'm like, I'm so tired.
You're-
Going on a tangent? I think
No,
not.
the show going on a tangent.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you're
the
Liam
show
O'Brien's
goes in
character.
an entire different direction, and that's
Yes.
when you get back
No.
to what the eventual mystery solving got to be. That's how we found out.
I feel like this is a perfect, like, tagline for any Satoshi Kon thing. Getting lost in the sauce.
So I
It's
saw
kind of
this
perfect in a weird way.
along with Fully Cooley at the same time.
We were not watching
Uh.
Fully Cooley at the same time. Oh, you watched that at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, your poor little
My
brain.
poor
No,
brain,
this
yeah.
this explains a lot.
I was so confused
This
all
explains-
of the time.
This explains so much about you, Kozi.
What, that I'm stupid? Yes, thank you.
Well,
No, not necessarily that.
yeah.
I burned all
Um,
my brain cells trying to understand what the fuck was going on when I was a little baby.
Yeah. We also started watching Magic Record week to week.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
We also did the 2D Clone Wars show.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up. Still
We
amazing.
did.
Love it, love it,
It was
love
good.
it. One of the best Star Wars there is. Gendy
Mhm.
Tartakovsky. Fantastic. Fantastic filmmaker. We gotta... I don't know where we would do it, but we'd have to, like, check out some of his other stuff at some point, because, like, he might be... Because I've heard other people, like, describe him like this. He might be one of the best, like, purely visual storytellers in, like, recent decades. I feel like we've all watched, like, Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack and some stuff, other stuff like that.
so
When you
good.
think about it, he's gone whole episodes of stuff with zero dialogue. Just telling
That's
everything
true.
everything
Oh
through
my god,
action
the
and
Dexter
stat.
light bulb episode.
Yes. There's so many good stuff with him.
So many good stuff.
So much good stuff. Much wow. Very, very good.
But yes, going back to Magic Record, yeah, obviously it was, we, gotta watch this, not even sequel, but the spin-off to Madoka Magica.
Yeah. And, like, I'm really trying to look back on it because it's been years. I feel like it was definitely keeping our interest very well in that first season. Like, it was setting up a lot of cool stuff. Kind of keeping the mystery going. We were trying to figure out what was going on. Unfortunately, I mostly now remember being disappointed by the end of it.
I mean, I'll be honest,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm the stupid American again, but I feel like even in season 1, I was getting confused left and right about what the hell was going on.
See,
About
I
what?
feel that, but I feel like I was understanding what was going on and understanding that certain things were not being explained and were being held
Magia
off.
Record?
Yeah, Magia Record.
No. They literally made the show with the assumption that you had already, like, played the game.
I don't know. I felt like I was following it without having done that.
I mean, I felt like I was following it too, but there's less of a payoff to see certain characters.
Okay, that I definitely didn't have. Which goes to show because, like, whenever we came back in, like, later seasons or, like, the most latest version with the ending, I was just like, who are these people again?
Right.
Do we know any of them?
I don't know if it's
some of the people we did not know who they were.
We've
because
had
they were
episodes with you? Yeah. I was lost a little bit at the end, but I feel like watching it, I was doing fine. We also watched Tiger and Bunny, The Rising, their movie, which was pretty good. I gotta say, it was a good little sort of sequel to their series.
I was gonna ask, is it like a standalone kind of thing?
No, it's an actual...
I've never seen it.
It's an actual follow-up. It's not like one of those anime movies where it's non-canon. It's an actual follow-up.
It's like, what, a year after the first season, after the end of the series?
I don't know
Something
the exact
like
time frame, but it takes place after the first season.
Yeah. Pretty good. I liked it. Introduced some new characters, had some fun stuff. Old characters we really like were back. Good things.
Yeah.
Then we got back to Tokyo Mew Mew.
Well, we did From Up on Poppy Hill because of the meme.
Well, no, yeah, we did do that, but I'm also
Mew
talking
was
like...
first, though.
We were doing Mew Mew and Magia Record at the same time. So, and that's when we were starting to watch the sub, and I was having way less fun. I got no other way to describe the situation.
It's kind of like a completely different story in the sub a little bit.
A little bit.
Can I tell you what the bitch of it all is? As I was going through it, and like the further we got, the more I was like, I could tell exactly what maybe 4Kids would have said here, and I'm like, I actually turned the sound off on the show, and I was like, pretending like 4Kids was dubbing. I'm like, this is better.
I mean, it's not comedic gold like the 4Kids dub is. I guess, like, because I'm very nostalgic about this one, I still pretty much enjoyed it. I was still, like, doing a little bit of manga comparison, but not a whole lot, because at this point in the show, we are doing a lot of filler.
Did the anime ever get to the payoff of the actual ending?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, no, so it was like 52 episodes, and the manga's only 7 volumes, so it got through the full thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to... What, was it mostly filler and the first season wasn't? Or, like, what was going on?
So, the first season had some filler. Like, there were a decent bit of filler episodes, but it's not like they felt like, you know, bad because, well, you were watching 4Kids. Yeah. So they were still having a fun time with it, so it kind of just, even though they were filler episodes, sort of just made them fun to watch. I felt like there was a lot more of that with the second half of the show, particularly with parts that weren't dealing with, like, the Mew Aqua in Deep Blue and certain other characteristics of the show. So, although some of those episodes were still fun too, like more character-based stuff. So,
maybe. I'm having a lot of trouble remembering one episode, though.
Was Deep Blue the knight, or was that the alternate that was evil?
Which one?
Was Deep Blue the knight, or the evil version?
Yes.
No, which one was it?
Yes.
They were the same person.
I know they're the same person. I'm saying, was that the name of the knight, or the evil version?
The knight was just called the Blue Knight.
Okay.
I'm like, what is the question?
Yes.
I'm like, I know they're the same person.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes. Yes, I could use it in a sentence.
Fucking Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how many times we made that joke.
Yeah, probably a lot.
In all honesty, you probably like Tommy Wiseau's Mark better than the regular Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Tommy Wiseau's Mark would have been fucking beautiful in Tokyo Mew Mew.
So true.
I mostly feel like I remember one of the key scenes for me was in the dubbed version where they find the person who looks like Mark for some reason.
Oh yeah!
And then they fall down a cliff and
Yes.
Monkey's just sitting there like, yes, show me death. Like, everyone else is like, oh no, and Kiki's like, oh yes!
She was so
Yeah.
excited.
Fucking
So
love Kiki.
now I have to ask, from people who saw Tokyo Mew Mew, like, as a child, so, like, you might have had a little nostalgia, was the reveal that the Blue Knight was not Elliot kind of like, fuck you?
Not
Because
really.
they were both Goku?
No.
Mostly because I'd already read the manga at that point.
Mm.
So I wasn't really off guard by the time that I saw that part. But at the same time, it was just kind of like, that would have been too convenient for that to have happened. So.
I don't know, I feel like it's weirder that it was Mark.
Mhm.
I mean, they had to give him something to be relevant in the plot.
Yeah. Too true.
I feel like having 3 Mark versions was
So
weird.
true.
There's just
We
too
could have
many
just
marks.
done 2.
Like, we could have just had normal, nice boy from school, and we
And
could
then
have
Deep
just had the
Blue.
villain.
Yeah. He did not also have to be the Blue Knight, because
Yeah.
wasn't the whole point of him being Mark
So
was
true.
that he was the version that loved Zoe?
That, and also he just sort of like, the version of him that loved Zoe was also the version of him that was very indifferent to human beings.
I feel like I
before he
zoned
met
out for
her,
most of
he
this.
was like, I don't give a shit about these people.
Except for you. Yeah.
That's how it
A
always
little
is.
So in between all that, we watched Poppy Hill. Another Ghibli movie.
What a thing
I-
to squeeze in there.
Yeah.
I suggested it because at the time it
I
was
love
the
that
25th
one.
anniversary of the film, and I hadn't seen it beforehand. So
I'd always
How do
liked
you
that
like
one.
it?
That's so cute.
it's not my favorite Ghibli film, but I liked it.
It's sometimes nice to have it's like a palate cleanser slice of life thing between like
Yeah.
big crazy ones if you're like on a marathon.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember where I first watched this. I might have watched this with my roommate first.
I remember it in Anime Club actually.
My roommate and I might have watched it by ourselves.
Mm.
Just because we were, like, I think she wanted to show me some other Ghibli movies that, like, I hadn't seen because she was from Japan, so she'd seen a lot more than I had.
Mm.
And I'd only really seen the fantasy ones. So she was like, oh, we could watch this one. So we went and we watched it, and I was like, wait, what? And when we got to a specific part, I'm like, oh no!
But they're not. You know what part?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, this did not turn into a City of Bones situation.
Oh wait, I got this movie mixed up with Whisper of the Heart. I don't know why I said it was 25 years old. Never mind.
This
Yeah.
was Goro Miyazaki's kind of like first swing at the game, I feel like.
Nope, that was Tales
No.
from Earthsea.
Really?
Yep,
Mhm.
he.
Tales from Earthsea sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the. You remember the whole infamous thing where Hayao Miyazaki pretty much said, "Yeah, your film sucked," and he walked out of the screening.
No, Poppy
That
Hill
was
was
that-
directed by Goro.
Was that a second? Or
Yeah, it was a second. It was like a redeemer for him.
Oh, okay. So I was about to be like, it was good.
Yeah, no.
Earthsea?
Yeah, no.
He may just need to stick to a specific kind of genre, and maybe not try the
Maybe.
fantasy niche.
Maybe he stays in
no,
the slice of life
Earthsea
section.
was too
Yeah.
not convoluted, but like it needed to pick a lane.
What, Earthsea?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so I can't
Well,
speak
so
to it.
it's based off of a novel.
Oh.
I mean, a
whole
number
series
of
of novels.
the fantasy Ghibli ones are all based on like
Yeah,
novels and
so
stuff.
it's the movie's based on The Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, which
Then
is like
I don't think it was a good adaptation because
No.
they did not
Mm.
develop anything.
No,
No.
the mangaka pretty much said, "Yeah, your film is beautifully animated, but this isn't my story."
Oh, the author.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was written by, where is she from? Is she from America? Or
I think she's British.
Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Is she British?
She might be American. I don't quite remember. But
Hang on. This
really
is what
author.
Wiki is for.
But
No,
yeah,
she's
I'm
American.
like, Poppy Hill, I feel like that one was not Hayao, but yes, okay.
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
it was
definitely
Goro
Goro.
Miyazawa.
How's
Like-
Gora?
It has a bit of a different flavor from Hayao, but like I think when he's working with a story that works for him, he's not bad.
Yeah.
No, I feel
So-
like he.
He
I
wrote
feel like
the
his-
screenplay.
That probably
I feel like
helped.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like his first attempt may have just been bad luck.
I might need to look up the rest of his filmography. Sometimes there are certain like even
Well,
like
the
live
only
action
other
type
film
stuff.
he's done was that Erwig and the Witch, the first CG Ghibli film.
Oh.
Was that based on somebody else's work?
I think it was really basically it almost felt like a pilot for a TV series that never started. So
He
I'm-
was trying to break
I haven't
into the
watched that one.
CG because he wants to step out of like his father's shadow, especially
fair.
because Hayao fucking hates him.
Hmm.
Like it's
I-
a weird relationship.
I think sometimes you have certain directors and writers and some people who where they excel is working with original stories that they work with, and sometimes they really can't adapt
Wait.
other properties and work.
Wait a minute. That Earwig and the Witch was based on a novel by Diana Wynne Jones, who
Okay.
wrote Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
Goro just might not be able to adapt other people's work. He's a bit like Joel Schumacher, who has a lot of trouble adapting other people's work, but whenever he's working on something original of his own, he can actually be a
Ooh.
pretty good director.
No, I don't think he
I
had
think-
any issues with Poppy Hill, but that was
Yeah.
Well,
Hayao's work.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, Hayao wrote the screenplay.
Oh, so it wasn't Gora who wrote it. It was
No,
Hayao.
that's what I meant. I'm sorry. I should have clarified who I was talking about. Yeah, Hayao wrote the screenplay, and then Goro directed it.
Okay, is this for Poppy Hill now?
Poppy Hill.
Yes.
Okay, but it's still not based on a previously existing work?
No.
Then my comment still
Wait,
stands. I
wait,
think
hang
he's
on.
got...
No. It is based on a 1980 serialized manga of the same name.
Never mind.
Maybe he just
So,
can't do
I
fantasy.
Okay, that's fair.
I think he just, like, I'm not going to say he's, like, a bad director or anything. I feel like he's just too caught up in trying to be his own father,
Yeah.
but trying to be, like, better than.
I think, to a large degree, that's a problem that Studio Ghibli in general has had with working with other people. Because we've brought up, like, the name is escaping me right now, but the guy who did Summer Wars, Boy and the Beast, Wolf Children, and our war game, he was supposed to do Howl's Moving Castle originally.
What?
But
That one doesn't
he
take
wasn't-
place on the internet.
Yeah, well, that would have been amazing, but they fired him in pre-production, or he left, or whatever, because of creative differences, because they were basically like, "You're not doing it like Hayao Miyazaki," and he's like, "Well, I'm not Hayao Miyazaki. I'm going to make a movie like I want to make a movie." But I think like they're so ingrained in we need to make it exactly like Miyazaki makes things, and so Miyazaki has to make the thing.
Yeah, that's why
But
he
they're
keeps
not-
coming out of retirement.
But here's
He
the
keeps
thing,
coming out of
and I hate to say
retirement
it,
because Ghibli makes a shitty movie and he's like, I can't stand you.
here's the problem. We don't like to talk about it. He's gonna die at some point.
Yeah.
He is not a young man anymore.
he's 81.
No.
At a
He's
certain
also-
point,
He's not a great man. He's kind of a shitty person.
I'm not entirely surprised. He's like a tour director, like big, I make such amazing things, blah, blah, blah. Most of them are not great people. Look up anything about Stanley Kubrick. Love his movies. What an asshole. But it's like you can't have a studio only be able to do one thing when only one person can do that one thing, because when that person's gone,
Yeah.
your
there's nothing.
studio's gone. You need to start working with other people and having other people come in to like do stuff, or you will die when Miyazaki does. And there's no other way around it. And I'm hoping at some point Ghibli like starts to work with other people, because honestly, as much as I enjoy Howl's Moving Castle, I feel like maybe we were robbed a little bit of an interesting adaptation of Howl's Moving Castle from a different director.
Oh, absolutely. They washed it down a lot and made it
They did.
much more palatable.
Oh yeah, no, I read the book, and I'm just like, this is so different.
It's
Also,
really different.
Why did you not mention he's Welsh? Because he's from Wales.
Yeah, like he's
this
quite
is a
literally
different
from the
world.
modern world.
Yeah, he's from modern Wales. And this is a fantasy setting.
I don't know, man.
Welsh people just be like that?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know enough Welsh people. Let us, if you're watching from Wales, let us know. But yeah, I think I'd like to see a couple different Ghibli movies, maybe done by other directors. Like maybe not Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke or some of those, because those are some of the best that they've had. But like, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Ponyo. I could see that coming from a different director.
Ponyo wasn't Hayao, was it?
Was it not?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, there you
I
go.
thought he had retired at that point.
Well,
But he
he's
came
retired
back.
twice.
He's come back like 20 times.
Yeah, he retired in the early 2000s, and then he retired after The Wind Rises, and then he came back again. He's supposedly doing his final film, How Do You Live, this year, but we'll see how long
I
that
don't know
lasts.
about that.
We'll see if he lives through
I
the year.
thought Ponyo was in the
Oh,
same
wow.
vein of when
Sorry,
they
it
were
was
doing
there.
the Disney collaborations without him.
Well, Disney pretty much internationally distributed all of Ghibli's films,
That's
especially
really
the Hayao films.
yeah, and that's why the only reason that those are the only anime movies that'll ever be up for Oscars. But whatever.
Yeah.
Well, because Arrietty wasn't Hayao, I don't think.
No, that was I forget who it was. I think it was one of the producers of Ghibli.
But like,
If it's got a Ghibli
I feel like
connection.
it was that era where they were like doing their collaboration with Disney, where it was specifically Studio Ghibli films, not a Hayao Miyazaki film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just really feel like somewhat soulless Miyazaki films. Like almost like they are just an imitation of Miyazaki. So I do kind of agree that maybe they should branch out a little bit and let
Stylistically,
other
maybe.
like creative minds with their own styles like contribute. You
Yeah.
know, instead of just
Every time
copying
they try to
Miyazaki's
do that,
versions.
he comes back because he's
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
true.
hate you, you did it wrong.
Yeah, if you can't do it, like, I don't know who I attribute this quote to, but like, I think there was something about like someone was a filmmaker being like, "Oh, you might be the next Spielberg," and he was like, "I don't want to be the next Spielberg. I want to be the first me." And I'm like, I feel like all of them are like, "Who's going to be the next Miyazaki?" Well, don't get another Miyazaki. Miyazaki's Miyazaki. Get a new person. You can have someone who maybe has the same vibe, but I don't know. I feel like we're going way down the rabbit hole on this.
Yeah,
We got a lot more to
let's
come
I think
through.
that's why, like, a lot of people were-
Oh my gosh, I love Philosophaster.
Sorry,
Was
Yin, what
this
did you want to say real quick?
That's fine.
Okay.
Was
this was-
live action?
Yes.
Yeah, well, so was Animal World. I think...
No, I know. But like, this looks like an American type deal.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
So, we were
It was
basically...
Easter.
Yeah, we were like, we need something for Easter. What's vaguely Christian and something we'd actually want to watch? So,
That is so funny.
a were-raptor priest.
I laughed hard at so many points in this film. It was glorious.
I gotta show you a movie called
It's so funny.
Wolf Cop.
It's
'Cause
so
that
good.
one's...
That one's wild.
Yeah. We watched that. We did a double feature
Uh-huh.
of Wolf Cop and The Room at school one year. It was just you, me, and that one other guy.
Yeah.
But god damn it, that was such a fun
And
time.
it was a really fun time.
But yeah, we were at a certain point we were just like, it's basically anime. I think we did that with Animal World. Yeah, Animal World's basically anime.
Well, I think another thing with this one was the fact that we were like, it's Easter.
Yeah, no, it's like we need some sort of little thing for it. It's an excuse. I think we just ended up hearing about this and we were like, you know what? We have Easter. And that's an excuse to watch something like this.
And I'm so glad we did, because if anybody hasn't seen this film and you're going to watch it, expect low budget, but expect low budget gold.
Oh yeah.
Is
Same
this
thing with like Wolf Cop
Llamageddon
or
type gold ale?
very much Llamageddon. Actually, I'm going to say this.
A
It's a little higher budget than Llamageddon,
little bit.
but it's along those same vibes. So, I'd recommend it. I feel like everyone else does. Nichijou. I did not care for Nichijou.
Where?
It was right after Velocipaster.
Oh.
Last
Yeah.
episode of Magia Record, and we started Nichijou.
Oh, and you only
Yeah.
did 3 episodes?
Yeah, because it was one of those things where if one person in the group didn't like it, we just skipped it.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily, but I think the thing was I didn't really enjoy it, but everyone else had already seen all of it.
Yeah, that's
we watched
true.
it in Anime Club.
So other people were more willing to drop it.
Yeah,
I loved it in Anime Club.
it was
I
fun.
thought it was so
I had
funny.
a good time.
I think it had its moments, but I just didn't want to watch the whole series of it.
Yeah.
That's
I
fair.
think Nichijou is one of the first ones you really enjoyed, Cece.
I think that was one of the
I think
first
so.
ones that CC saw when they joined Anime Club.
Yeah, it was like that and JoJo.
That JoJo, and then also we were watching Serial Experiments Lane at the same time as Nichijou.
Oh,
That one's
Yeah.
good.
Maybe we need to watch that for the thing.
It's good.
That was
I've seen
such a surreal
I watched it with you.
experience.
I was there,
Oh, it was an
remember?
anime club, yeah.
Were you here for all of these?
No, I didn't see Nichijou.
After that was JoJo, though. I know you
The-
watched JoJo with us.
The original JoJo from the 90s.
Old JoJo. Old
Ew.
JoJo.
Honestly,
I
not
haven't
that
seen that
bad.
Why are you looking at me like that? You haven't
Was
seen
I
it.
on it?
I think
like
maybe
you
me and
were.
Chibi might be the only ones here who did not like JoJo.
Okay, you're not on it, but I
I
watched
wasn't
it.
on it.
I
I wasn't
watched it
on
with
it.
you.
Okay, I think we did watch some of it, yeah. I watched quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah,
but I
you
wasn't on the episode.
You just didn't want to be on the episode for some reason. I don't know why.
I must have been busy or something.
Maybe.
I had something going on.
But yeah, that was fun. It was interesting to see a comparison a little bit between, like, new JoJo, old JoJo. I think that was a pretty good, like, at least from what I know about JoJo, I feel like that was a pretty good adaptation for how short it is. Because, like,
It's just Jotaro, right?
yeah, it's just Stardust Crusaders. They condense quite a bit.
They pretty much
So,
like it was kind of weird. It was broken into 2 parts. One came out in 93, one came out in 2000. The one that was in 93 actually adapted the second half of Stardust Crusaders when
yeah,
they're
it's
in
just in
Egypt.
Cairo.
Yeah, just in
right?
Cairo.
Yeah.
And so they showed, the infamous gambling episode. They showed, the fight with Vanilla Ice and Dio. And then years later, in 2000, they did the first half of Stardust Crusaders, them getting to Egypt.
Which
yes.
technically makes it a prequel. Which is a weird
Yeah,
way
I
to
guess
think
so.
about it. But honestly, I think both of them were pretty good. I did enjoy those. I think I actually have to watch. I've seen a bunch of bits and pieces, but I haven't fully watched it like all the way through yet of the other JoJo, so I think I do need to do that at some point to compare.
Now, Yin.
No?
Yeah.
I feel like you are normally like in the same boat as me when it comes to like really ugly art style. You can't really enjoy something a lot. Did you
Alright.
still enjoy JoJo?
So, I am not a fan of JoJo's art style either. It actually did prevent me from watching a lot of JoJo, because I remember watching the Jonathan era in Anime Club with everyone. And then I kind of stopped because I was like, I don't really like the art. But I've seen bits and pieces of other stuff like the Jotaro stuff, and I do enjoy some of it, but I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not like the hugest JoJo fan, but I do like parts of it, and I like certain arcs and stuff. So like I can get past the art that I find kind of ugly, because I do enjoy certain portions, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the art style either. But I can get past it sometimes.
I cannot.
No, I can't.
I'm
fair.
also not a fan of like silly for the sake of silly.
Yeah.
I'll say the 93 one is not silly. For the most
Well,
part.
Well, I was gonna say it's still
It's nowhere near as silly as the modern one.
It's still JoJo.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can it's not as high budget and over the top as the modern one, but it's still got the silly moments in it.
Like, I feel like Berserk has a similar kind of ugly art style. Sorry to fans of Berserk.
What?
But, like,
What?
I can watch that
Did you
because
say
it's very
Berserk's ugly?
serious.
I feel like Berserk is intentionally ugly in moments.
Okay, are you
but
talking
it's
about the
supposed to
manga
be.
or the?
Are you
or
talking about the
ugly-ass
manga or
movies?
the anime?
Oh, it's
The movies
kinda
are ugly.
looking at.
Wait, the manga? I'm
Yeah,
gonna cry.
I don't like Berserk's art style at all.
Damn, it's so good. It's literally so good.
Okay, good.
Like the amount of
No,
detail
I
is
like
good doesn't
Berserk.
mean pretty.
uh
I think
like
I kind of
Berserk as
see
the
where they're coming
series.
from.
I don't like the art style.
damn.
I mean, that's a taste thing, but I don't think you could ever say that, like, Berserk looks, oh, that looks good. No, it looks horrifying, but it's intentionally so.
I mean the monsters and stuff, but I think
It's gruesome,
yeah.
but it's a good thing.
But I
It's
don't
what it's
think the
supposed to be.
people are like
It's
ugly,
not
do
meant to
you?
look beautiful, and it's
Guts is
not
not
like
exactly
a
a
knock
handsome
on like
guy.
the animation or anything either, because it's really well done.
Are you talking the original animation?
Okay, the movies
Because the
are
movies,
ugly
the
as
CG is,
hell.
yeah, that's a... Where's those CGI hellscape that come
We-
with those?
We
So
don't
funny.
need to talk about the movies.
The later series is so funny. The CGI one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
We didn't finish the after he becomes the Black Swordsman, that series.
Because
But
it's
everyone
ugly.
was
Yeah.
always like,
The movies at least had a it's short element.
Yeah.
what's his name? Griffith?
Griffith.
Griffith?
Griffith.
Everyone's like, oh, he's so beautiful. He's such a pretty boy. I'm like, bitch, where?
Okay, he's a little funky looking, but like,
May I throw out there, he's pretty by 1100 standards.
yeah. He's kind of like one of those like cathedral type pretties.
Yeah, aristocratic, like
Yeah.
old powdered wig type pretty.
Yeah.
Casca's hot.
Casca's
okay.
pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. There's
Okay,
no one else.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that look ugly, but
Just Casca.
it kind of reminds me of the way, like, you know, like old, like, European fantasy illustrations were drawn, you know?
I
It
feel
kinda
that,
looks
yeah.
like that
Yeah.
vibe, you know?
Honestly, I could see, and maybe this was intentional, I could see Griffith on like a stained glass depiction.
Yeah,
kinda
it's
deal.
like that kind of vibe, I think.
I feel like we should watch Berserk at some point because we're talking a whole lot about it when we haven't actually watched it.
Okay, Berserk's amazing.
Sorry.
Everybody should read Berserk rather than watch Berserk, though.
Such a shame we're not going to get an ending to it,
I
though.
think the manga is better. I mean,
His
I think-
assistants are taking over.
his buddies are, like, completing it, but
Okay. No.
I don't know. It
Okay.
looks very similar to his art.
So, Whisper of the Heart.
Yeah, it looks like that meme.
I mean, that's where the meme comes
You mean
from.
Lo-Fi Girl?
Lo-fi,
Yeah, there's a whole
Yep.
channel.
lo-fi beats
On
to study
YouTube.
to.
Okay, that
Yeah.
was the one I suggested we watch because it was the 25th anniversary at the time, and I
Okay.
haven't seen that one.
I do
my-
not think I've ever seen this. I don't think I've ever even heard of this.
Okay,
it's
do you
another-
know?
it's a
Okay,
slice of life one.
did you ever see The Cat Returns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that one. The cat is a doll in the background. So
And she
That's-
writes a story about him. And The Cat Returns is kind of a pseudo-sequel spin-off of
Yeah.
her story
That's kind of
that she
interesting.
wrote in the movie.
Okay, I remember when we watched Cat Returns, somebody was like, "Is this kind of a sequel to a different movie, but not really?"
yeah,
I was like, "Do we
It's
need to
a
be
thing.
watching that one first?"
So
And they're like, "No."
it's kind of like if you took Fangirl and then also Carry On and Simon Snow.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll tell you what it is. Do you guys remember on Disney Channel Sunny with a Chance? And they had that
Yes.
fake TV
So
show so
random.
random. So then they
So
made So
random.
Random a TV show.
Yeah.
The
So
show
The
within
Cat
a
Returns is
show
so random.
now its own show.
That's so funny.
But am I wrong?
You're right.
no, you're not wrong.
I'm technically right, which is the best kind of right. Yeah, kind of a nice little slice of life kind of movie. Hang out, watch a thing, see where a meme came from. And then we watched Katanagatari, and I was the only one who liked it. And Gav, correct me if I'm wrong, you dropped halfway through the first episode.
No, that was me.
That was you?
I'm pretty
Dropped
sure I
as
did
in
not like it.
fell asleep or just gave up.
I remember someone saying they dropped it, and I was like, oh, I was bothered by that because I know that Gav was a fan of JoJo, and if he dropped out halfway through, he didn't see the Toad Man spitting up poison daggers at people, which feels like such a JoJo moment. But yeah, I was the only one who liked it. No one else really enjoyed it. Again, weird that I like it because I did not like Baka Monogatari, but yeah, I don't know. C'est la vie?
different strokes for different people, because the next one was Zombieland Saga, the one I recommended, and I was the only one that liked it.
Yeah, I could not get into that one for some reason.
Hey, here's the thing, too. It's not like I watch idol shows, obviously. I only watched it because of its absurd premise.
A good premise. Yeah.
I only
I don't know why I
watched
didn't like it.
the little bit of it, and I was like, yeah, no, not for me.
That's not the magical girl zombie one, right?
Well, they're
No.
not
Sort
magical
of.
girls. They're just
they're
idols.
idols. Yeah.
Yeah, they
If it was
basically...
zombie magical girls, then I would have been into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
there's
basically,
one that's like zombie magical girls, but they're boys.
No, I know exactly which one that is, and it is pretty funny.
What's that one?
I think it's called "Is This a Zombie?"
Oh.
これは
Yeah.
ゾンビですか?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll watch it at some point.
Okay.
So this doesn't have anything to do with Zombieland?
No.
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 If
That's
it
all
did,
I'm
baby, if it did, I would have been into it.
Yeah, no, it's basically...
Which idol is Woody Harrelson?
I am looking at this. I remember this one now. This one is very underwhelming.
Yeah, it's just one of those, like, sometimes you just have an anime with a really good premise that's just like, yeah, we just didn't
Yeah,
do
I
much
mean,
with it.
I disagree, but I understand why people couldn't get into it. Like, I definitely think season 2 was a lot better than the first season. Like, it got a sequel, and I really enjoyed the hell out of it. And I don't know, I think it was also the characters, too. I like the characters, especially the main, well, not the main character, but, like, the manager, because it was
Is this
the same
one
voice
where
actor.
the very first episode is where she walks out the door with her bread and gets hit by like a truck?
Yep,
Yeah,
that was the
that
meme.
was
That was
about
the,
the
that was
best.
the meme.
That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
did
it's
this
good
just get a
comedic
reboot
timing.
or something? I mean,
What?
see, did the next season just came out recently?
2021.
Oh, that's not that recent. I swear, like, people have been cosplaying this one recently.
No, it is
Bit of
getting a movie in the
resurgent.
future, so...
No, there is an idol thing going around right now. Envy definitely knows what it is.
Love
No,
Live?
specifically
Oh.
Zombieland.
Okay. No, it's not Love Live. It's
It's
the
always
girl
Love
with the
Live.
black hair, pink eyes.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
Danganronpa.
It's really popular right now.
She
You mean
wears like a
Oshinoko?
pink dress. Yeah,
Pig dress?
pink dress.
Yeah,
Oh, a pink
I've
dress.
been
Well,
seeing
yeah,
that one
Oshinoko.
going around.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
popular
haven't
right
seen
now.
Zombieland.
I don't
Because I
know.
always look at tags like, what is this from?
So then we watched GTO with a rebellion sandwich.
Yep.
I got no other way to describe
Rebellion
that.
Sandwich. What?
Great
Well, yeah.
teacher Onizaka.
Yeah,
Oh.
great.
Onizuka.
GTA.
Yeah.
GTO.
So Grand Theft Auto, but like with rebellion in the middle. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was we didn't mind the first 3 episodes, but then we kind of didn't like the message
So,
of one of
it
the
kinda-
episodes.
Well,
it kind of
it
goes
got-
down a bit of a rabbit hole for me.
Not even just a rabbit hole. It just did some very terrible things that as a teacher he should have been put in jail for.
Oh no,
I
he
think that
slept
was a
with
thing
student.
where I was like,
No,
we
not
should
even
have
that.
a-
Yeah.
we should have a running counter of like how many laws he breaks throughout this and doesn't get jail time for.
Yeah.
Which at first was really funny for me because it kind of felt a little bit like we were watching It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
But
it made
it
me
goes a little far.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Probably didn't age super well.
No.
No.
But
Also,
Yeah.
it's Japan.
No.
yeah, well, it's gonna age a lot slower over there.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, we also watched Redline, and that movie's amazing.
Yeah,
Whoa,
after
you're
Rebellion,
skipping
which I
way
mean, we've
ahead.
talked plenty about Rebellion and stuff like
Oh,
that.
sorry, I skipped Rebellion.
Yeah, it's in the sandwich. It's the meat of the sandwich.
I still
Who's
remember
on
going to
that?
that screening in Anime Club. We had like a
Oh.
group of like 20 people. We all watched it, and then the majority of us came back, and we had to basically explain to each other what the fuck happened at the ending of that movie.
So for a channel that
was
has
the
like
premiere.
started with like Madoka stuff, the only 2 people who are on it are me and Chibi.
I was busy that night.
Yeah, everyone's busy for Rebellion.
Sorry,
But-
me and Cece didn't exist yet.
That's right. You don't exist. I don't know. We could. I'm sure. I think it was a very comprehensive episode. Go watch that episode if you want to know what our thoughts on Rebellion were. So
Yeah,
Redline is
these
one
are
of the best
Not really.
movies
I don't care
ever.
for Madoka.
Redline is one of the best movies ever. I don't know that I have to say much more about it. Go
Nope.
watch it. We
Okay.
watched that. We actually watched that
We watched
recently.
it again recently.
Yeah, still holds up.
Holds up.
100%.
Always will, I think.
Yeah.
That's the only movie I've ever seen where I literally got adrenaline watching it.
Yeah.
It only took us
Really?
19 minutes.
Yeah, I watched it in Anime Club, and we watched it, with the projector.
Yep.
And as literally, I was shaking at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
I wasn't like tired or sleep deprived or anything like that. I was literally like, holy shit, I just watched pure speed.
Mm-hmm. At the end, you felt like you were on speed.
Basically,
Put it
yeah.
on in one of like those roller coaster simulator machines.
Basically. Because that movie barely has a plot. It's just pure visual.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey, it's a race, and now
like
it's gonna get
something
crazy.
else we know that's coming up.
Woo, woo, woo.
Everybody, let's race cars and drop acid.
Hell yeah. That sounds like my idea of a good time.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it, CC. I think you would enjoy it because, like I said, it. There's barely a plot. There's barely a dull moment, and the
More
climax.
than you think.
Well, the climax of the film, the final 10 minutes.
Don't
It's
tell them
just-
the details.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's just pure insanity.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful. I love
Like-
race car movies.
Just when you think they can't do anything more, they do more.
True.
So,
Uh,
Chibi, you were talking about how GTO made you a little uncomfortable. And then you guys went into that time I reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, Ascendance of a Bookworm, but slimier.
Hey, is that one
And
uncomfortable?
way more
My friends-
perverted.
Yep.
Is
Did you guys
slime
like this
Is
one?
it
more
that perverted?
perverted?
Does not mean that I enjoyed the ride when I was watching it.
Hey, hold up. Am I forgetting something about slime?
Okay, I remember as it went later towards the ogres, it started to get a little pervy.
Yeah,
I
occasionally.
it's
remember like
getting a
boob
little
shots,
pervy.
but
But not in like a hey,
Later
this is sexual assault
yeah,
kind of
not
pervy.
like children
Yeah,
were
it got
involved.
like sexual assault pervy in GTO.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slime with Cheon, it's just basically boobs, just fan service.
Yeah, it's just fan service.
There's a butt wrestling thing, but
Oh yeah, that was
That was an
kinda
OVA.
weird.
That was an
Oh,
OVA.
yeah.
huh.
Yeah, it wasn't an
Okay.
official episode. It was an
Yeah.
OVA.
It's still a thing.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
don't know,
guys
I
like
like
this one
slime.
better than Bookworm?
I did.
I love slime. Yeah, I like it a
Slime
little
is
bit
so
more.
good.
I
Yeah.
mean, it definitely goes places quicker.
It's
Yeah.
easier to get into, I think, is part of it.
I
Yeah.
fucking hated this show.
What?
Really?
Why?
Oh,
Yes,
tell
I
us.
despised it.
You don't like Rimuru or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like the slime. He's kind of
How
nothing.
dare you?
He's a Mary Sue. Stuff just happens to him. He doesn't do anything.
I feel like you're the whole Star Wars fan base
That's
right now.
essentially the plot line of every single one of those isekai shows of that genre.
Oh my god,
You know
stop,
what?
I love Rimuru.
You know what, Cece? I totally understand your point. It is a very, very, very good it's a valid criticism. The reason why it doesn't bother me is because I don't think it takes itself seriously. Like it knows it's ridiculous. It knows that Rimuru is basically playing God at this point. But I can totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I
Like, he
mean,
walks
he's
into a
OP
town
as
and everybody's
fuck,
like,
but-
Hey, you want to be the mayor? Like, what is this, Animal Crossing?
Well, yeah. It is
Like
Animal
if-
Crossing.
if
It's
he
Animal
was a
Crossing with
girl, everybody
superpowers.
would be like, there's no character here. This is the worst thing in the world. But it's okay that he's a dude.
I think that there's a lot of other dudes in these isekai shows that do the same thing, but they have the audacity to not actually have a personality or be interesting
At least
at all.
Rimuru is a cute slime.
Yeah, he's a cute slime, and I feel like the supporting characters do a lot of the heavy lifting
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
for like
without a doubt.
interesting character stuff, and I feel like there's a lot of other isekais that don't. Because they're like, hey, just insert yourself in this power fantasy thing. I don't feel like slime is a power fantasy necessarily.
I mean, it is
Which-
a little bit, but
Yeah, but not to the extent a lot of other isekai
I think it
are.
makes
It was
fun.
also one of the I could be wrong, but I think it was also one of the first isekai where the main character transforms into something. Like it's not just he's magically reborn into this world. It's he's turning into a creature or something.
I guess I'm not the biggest isekai person, so a lot of my knowledge is a little more on the cursory side.
Yeah.
But yeah, And it might have just been that it was coming out at the right time where you had like a bunch of like Sword Art Online clones that were coming out that were all, we're going to take ourselves seriously, we're going to blah, 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 even if they had moments of levity or something. And Slime was like one of those like early ones that were like, let's do that, but have fun with it and not be as serious.
Yeah.
And I think that definitely helped it a lot more.
I think it's just cute. I don't know. I love it. It's such a wholesome show.
You're like the
It is pretty wholesome
you're
up
like
until the
that-
butt wrestling.
you're like that Marge Simpson meme. I just think it's neat.
I just think it's neat. That's all.
You know what else is neat? Death Note. That's what we watched immediately
Oh
after.
my god, the light scream is the highlight.
That's the thumbnail.
I watched this at the worst possible time because I literally marathoned the original show in preparation for this movie. So
you shouldn't have prepared.
Oh.
Well, I never saw Death Note growing up, so I wanted to okay, I should compare it to, the original, and plus,
no.
Death.
That was your
plus,
first time?
Well, no, I watched the original Death Note, and then I watched the movie.
Oh no.
And it's also, Death Note's one of those shows where it's like a gateway anime for so many people. So I did want to watch it, and
it's a good fucking show.
So you could imagine, immediately watching the original Death Note and then going to whatever the hell that movie was.
Just immediately no. Immediately no.
I do agree that it is funny if you look at it as a so bad, so good film, but
it's such a good time.
That is the lens that I watched it through, and I will say, because the expectations were in hell, I ended up kind of enjoying myself, because I'm just sort of like, I'm just here to watch it to make fun of it, so we're gonna do that. I was actually, kind of astounded by some of the stuff that they, the actors were doing their job, and it was,
I feel like that's
did not
one of the
think
few...
Daddy Defoe was gonna be such a good Ryuk.
He was so good.
That's like the one thing that's like the one thing everybody agreed was good in that film.
I mean, Willem Dafoe, no matter what he's in, is good. He always brings his A game. I had no worries about what he was going to do with that role. My thing was
everything around
my
him.
number one thing always, especially with any sort of Netflix thing or a live action whatever, and I feel like I brought this up before, is always who's writing it, what have they done before, what are they going to do with it, because I feel like that's usually where these things fall, because I feel like other than what's his face,
Nat Wolff,
Naked Brothers Band, other than Naked
Wolff.
Brothers Band kind of being fine, I feel like every actor in that was great. We had a character actor for Dad. We had Willem Dafoe. We talked about him. Lakeith Stanfield as L.
Oh, he was
not
so
quite
good.
L,
Such
but
a
he
good
had a compelling performance.
My biggest problem was
Mia,
that
fucking Mia, not fucking
Misa.
Misa at all. But I gotta give her to her. The girl knows how to act. So she was doing something. It just wasn't what we would have preferred for Death Note from a writing standpoint.
If this would have just been a standalone, takes place in the Death Note universe, this is a completely separate set of characters, this would have worked.
Oh, this would have worked so well. And if they hadn't made Lakeith Stanfield L, and they made him another one of the people that were part of that organization, another one of the detectives.
Q.
I feel like that would have been good.
Yeah,
So
if the characters weren't called Light and L, I probably wouldn't have had as much of an issue.
Who in America names their kid Light?
Yeah, right.
The mom had to
hippie?
have been a hippie. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, because it can't be the dad.
Well, no, because I think they made that joke, was that the mom was a hippie.
Okay, I blocked out a lot of the dialogue.
That was right at the beginning of the film.
Of course. The only dialogue I actually remember is Light screaming.
It's the best part.
That scream.
Screamo.
Good times.
I do remember watching the ending of the film when they're on the Ferris wheel, and I literally laughed my ass off because I could not believe what I was watching.
And not in a normal Death Note, I can't believe he pulled it off. More like, I can't believe they thought we'd buy this.
Yeah. At a certain point, I was just like, this is not Death Note. And keep in mind, I didn't think the original Death Note was perfect. Like, obviously, everyone thinks whenever you know what happens, the show went
When
downhill.
L dies?
Well, I was trying to keep it spoiler free.
Bro, it's been
Every
out for
show's
years.
so old.
It's
Yes.
so old, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anyone doesn't know that L doesn't live to the end.
But like, even then, I was just like, this is so ridiculous. I cannot take this seriously. And like at the end, when they made Light the secret mastermind badass like he was in the manga, I'm like, I don't buy this for a moment.
Mm-mm.
I did not.
Like,
No.
what's honestly, and I think part of it is just like a matter of time and earning how ridiculous things can get. The ending plot that Light cooks up, not even as complicated, convoluted, or insane as some of the stuff that's in the actual show and manga.
No.
Very true.
And the fact that we couldn't
Didn't-
buy that one, which is honestly pretty pedestrian by Light standards, like that just shows you did a bad job.
Didn't his dad still figure him out at the
Yeah,
end?
which is not something that they did in the original at all.
Yeah.
I will say that the dad in that film was actually more developed, or at least had more of a personality than the dad in the show.
I attribute that to the actor because I don't
Yeah.
remember his name, but he's been a character actor for decades, I think, and he's been in a bunch of stuff. So I put
I feel
because let's be honest here, that the writers didn't give him anything to work with. That's
no.
all him.
But even then, I feel like the Light's dad's the police chief,
Mm-hmm.
and then I feel like there's just so much of a difference between an American sort of portrayal of a police chief and then the Japanese portrayal of a police chief. So they would
Yeah.
definitely give off a different vibe,
Yeah.
I believe. I honestly think this maybe could have even worked a little bit better, stretching it out a little bit more and making certain things a little bit more believable had it been more of a mini series. Not that
I'm
we need more of
sorry.
it, but I feel like it
If-
needed more time.
If they wanted
I-
to make it believable, the police wouldn't have been doing anything.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Anyway,
Digimon?
yes.
Digimon!
Digimon.
The movie!
Or
This
three
was-
episode or 3 parts of a show that they crammed in together to make a
No,
movie.
it's a movie. It counts. It came out in this format in theaters,
I
including the
know.
fucking Angela Anaconda section, which I made sure to make you guys watch.
Yes, thank you for that.
You're welcome. You just had the
Okay,
same experience I had in my
so-
childhood.
I had not realized you guys had watched this, so they
Yeah.
had
This-
already seen the reveal that they'd met the Digimon before then.
I wasn't sure how many people were actually going to remember.
I think
Okay.
it was more
So-
of a. I think it was more of a. It was Al's turn to pick something, and he was like, "I want to watch Digimon."
Yeah, I
Yep.
think this had to have been near the end of the year, because it's yeah, this would have been sometime in September or something. We were leading into Halloween, and we were we didn't have a series of it. We were kind of having that point of maybe we don't want to watch a series week to week to week, and we just want to jump around to stuff. What's the easiest thing to jump around to? How about just some movies real quick?
Yeah.
So we did a couple of those, and I made the pick for Digimon because I love it. I mean,
How many of you actually remembered this while we were watching the Digimon series?
I
I
did.
remembered snippets of it.
Yeah, I remember. I remember them. The Digimon were in the real world.
I think one of the fortunate things, and at least as far as some of the reveals and stuff from early Digimon Adventure going on, not much of that plot in the beginning of Digimon Adventure is super relevant to
Oh,
everything that
no.
happens in Digimon the movie, so that probably made it a little easier.
But Digimon the movie gives you a lot of relevance to what's going on in Digimon Adventure.
Yes and no. I feel the main thing people might have remembered was they survived the series, which I don't think anyone was actually. Well, I guess Cece was worried that they were all going to die, but
A little bit, yeah.
no.
I have not seen this movie.
Yeah, you guys weren't here for it. But other than you guys survived and there were more Digimon that Digivolved, that was pretty much it. It doesn't have a whole lot of other reveals of character stuff.
I know. Didn't the third part of that movie deal with characters that were introduced later on?
Oh yeah, yeah.
like new character-
Digimon Adventure 02 was what they were from.
Because I'll be honest.
So with
after
Davis and all them?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, after we watched Digimon for the Collect Them All tournament, I actually went on the wiki to, look at the fates of the characters, and some of the pairings on that on like who get married and have kids, I wouldn't have expected, if I'm being honest.
Dude, we're not going to go there today.
Okay.
That's
sorry.
a whole thing.
That's sorry.
The epilogue of O2 is a whole debate.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Don't open up a can of worms today.
Okay.
If we want to get through the rest of Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 02, we want to get there, we can get there. If you want.
I think the only questionable pairing was Matt and Sora.
How about Matt going to Mars when he was... You know what? I'm not getting sucked down this rabbit hole tonight. I am not getting sucked down this rabbit hole tonight.
Okay.
Okay, Tokyo Revelations from Shin Megami Tensei.
That was
this
that
was
was
your
Gav.
recommendation, right?
That was Gav.
Yeah, that was Gav.
Yeah.
Tokyo Revelations.
That was fun. Weird, but fun.
Gav, had you seen this already? Or were you just looking at the Shin Megami Tensei label?
I've seen it too many times.
Okay.
It was entertaining, I'll give it that. It was never a dull moment.
If they had made it worse, I would have said this could have been a Garzy's wing, but it's actually, like, decently made and put together.
Ugh.
But it is a little bit of one of those, like, wow, you come in with no context. This is weird, and you're trying to piece it together a little bit. It's fun.
I found it on a VHS tape at a thrift store in high school for like 25 cents.
I'd go for it.
And so I bought it, and I watched it, and I was like, this is the best, worst movie I've ever seen. And so I was like, when it was my turn to pick a movie to show people, and I was like, oh, I know what we're watching.
I genuinely don't think I could tell you what the plot of this fucking thing was. I just know I enjoyed it.
It's like everything combined into one. Like, it has all the tropes, but...
Like, the apocalypse, cult sacrifices...
Yeah.
Weirdly homoerotic.
Yeah.
Were you already into, like, Persona or anything at this point?
No.
How does this compare with some of the other Shin Megami Tensei stuff for you?
Oh, God. Well, I realized, like, actually, I might have been into Persona 4 when I watched it. Because I realized at the time that there were two characters named Saki and Yosuke. And I was like, oh, it's because Saki does not end up with Yosuke in Persona 4. And I was like, oh, I see what they're trying to do here. But, I don't know, I was just like, the Persona series and the other Shin Megami Tensei series is so much better than this. This is just kind of like a, oh, hey, here's something under the same name, except we're gonna make it, like, terrible because we're putting, like, too many tropes and, like, stuff into one medium. But it's just so funny to me. I don't know. It was just so funny.
Oh yeah, it's a fun movie. Like, yeah, if you turn your brain off, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This was the one where it's like, and you get betrayed, and you get betrayed, and you get betrayed.
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
There was one that had so much backstabbing in it.
I don't think it was this one.
Okay.
This one was like, I'm gonna summon the demons. I've summoned the demons.
I will do it.
I'm, like, in love with you. I'm gonna sacrifice this pretty girl because she has lots of...
Sacrifice the demons.
She has lots of magnetite or whatever. Not to be confused with the Pokemon.
Definitely the Pokemon. She has so many sitting in her PC.
Yeah. And God, I don't know. It was just
that
like...
was really what it was all about. He's like the world's biggest Magnemite fan, and he's like, fuck you for not using them.
Had the dub been worse, this would have been Garzy's wing. That's all I'm saying.
It was just so funny. But yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining.
After that, we had A Whisker Away.
That was mine.
Oh,
I
so
just saw it on
cute.
Netflix and I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, that
I really
It's just-
enjoyed it.
it's got like that kind of cross between like a nice slice of life kind of thing, but also a fantasy thing. Honestly, could have been a Ghibli movie, maybe.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Cat Town, cat stuff.
It didn't get a lot of attention. It kind of just came and went, which is a shame because I thought it was in all honesty, it was the pandemic, so they couldn't obviously have released it in theaters. But I feel like it would have been a good movie to go see in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to Ponyo, a film that. and,
That was my pick.
yeah. I mean, I love Ponyo. I know one person in this room doesn't care for it too much, but
It's me. I think it's boring.
That's fair. I enjoy the cute sometimes, and sometimes I
cute's
just
fine.
wanna.
you obviously
Wanna
did. You
enjoy
obviously didn't experience the full power of the ham.
Damn.
I mean, I like
Ponyo.
ham.
Likes ham.
Ham's nice.
Oh. And then we did a complete 180 in mood.
Yeah.
The Junji
Junji
Ito
Ito.
I
collection.
don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah, that's.
Junji Ito is definitely like same vein as Studio Ghibli.
so I know Yin is a big Junji Ito fan. Should we just read the manga instead of watching any anime adaptation? Because I feel like that's one of those things where it's hard to translate onto
There's
onto.
Okay,
Too much.
so I
You
feel
have to
like
buy so much of it.
I feel like overall the manga is better because I think his style of art is just impossible to capture in animation properly.
Yeah.
I know there was a second Netflix series that
I
came
watched
out
the
this
second
year.
one, yeah.
Yeah, and
The
I heard it
second
wasn't.
one. Oh, go on.
I heard it wasn't that good, but I could be wrong.
I think the second one had its ups and downs for me. There were a couple that I thought were pretty good, but like one of my favorite Junji Ito stories is the one with the weird head balloon things. I don't know if anybody knows that one.
I vaguely know
Where
it.
people like die and they become weird like head balloons in the sky. And it just didn't feel creepy in the shit. It just felt kind of goofy. And it's just like, I feel like the tone is always off when they try to adapt them. It just never feels quite as like creepy or eerie as his manga does. So I think like if you want the full experience of Junji Ito's work, I just think the manga is like 10,000 times better. I think if you want something quick and easy to watch, like some of the collections are kind of, fun to experience, especially if you are a fan and you just want to see them be adapted. And that's why I watched the second season as well. But I just think like you don't really get the actual like core of his work without reading the manga. That's my 2 cents.
I know Adult Swim in the future is doing a 4-episode miniseries on Uzumaki, and I think that's like his second most famous work behind Tomie.
Yeah, Uzumaki's pretty big, yeah.
I mean,
I
I
heard that
think
they're doing
Uzumaki might be a little bit more well known,
Yeah.
but
Then Tomie? I don't know, maybe.
yeah. Well, I hadn't heard of Tomie, but I know of Uzumaki.
Are we talking about Tommy?
The girl with the face. Yeah.
The girl with the face. Oh, how
The
like
girl with the 2 faces.
you with the face and the eyes and the ears.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much hope for the Uzumaki one. I think the tone will be off once again. Like, they get everything right in terms of, like, it's almost scene by scene correct, but the tone is just weird. I don't know how else to describe it.
I think this was about the point where we started to like. Well, this one we were specifically doing. It's Halloween. We should just do like one horror show kind of thing. But I think this is where we did start to do like we're gonna do a month theme kind of thing. We're gonna watch a couple different shows, and but they're all gonna have a central theme. Because I know after that we did Dan Green, which was like November and December of that year.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And I don't know why I picked that. I was just like, we should just do Dan Green.
Well, actually, no. What happened was it was my turn to pick something, and I suggested Kirby Right Back at You because I binged that show in college, and it was 4 kids, and Dan Green was in it, and so we went on a tangent of like we do, and you looked up his filmography, and you're thinking, guys, we should do shows starring or that had Dan Green as the voice actor in it.
Yeah.
which
'Cause,
led
like-
to Winx Club, Viva Pinata, and all the other stuff.
Yeah, and most of it. I mean, he had a couple other things on here that weren't for kids, but most of it was for kids stuff, which eventually led us to do the Saban thing, the year previously, or this year previously. But yeah, that was just kind of a fun little like, let's have a silly theme. But we also watched a bunch of different shows. Like, I don't know, do we want to like recall some of these? Like, I know Kirby was yours. Whose suggestion was Winx Club?
It might have been mine.
Okay, Magical Girls makes sense. What? Just real quick, where was everybody on this? I thought Kirby was kind of fun.
Oh, I mean, I watched, as an adult in college, I watched a kid's show, all 100 episodes.
As you should.
Yeah, I think Kirby holds up. Winx, maybe not so much.
Nope.
I didn't
Particularly because
I
they
think
got
Witch
rid of
is
the
just
4
superior.
kids dub. Most places.
No, we found the 4Kids dub.
We found it, but
Otherwise,
they scrubbed
no
it
Dan-
from the internet. for the
Otherwise,
most
no
part.
Dan Green.
Well, no. Like, if you try to look up the 4Kids version, like, through Wikipedia, they scrubbed it. It's not there anymore.
I
just
still
rude.
think the 4 kids' voices fit them so much better.
They do.
I don't know. I didn't particularly enjoy it.
Because Winx is one of those shows that, after 4 Kids went under, got relicensed by someone else and redubbed.
I want to say
Yeah,
Funimation because they seem to be the ones doing that the most.
Well, it got redubbed by Rye English, and then I think it got picked up by Nickelodeon sometime after that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But they didn't even do the original, like, first, 3 to 5 seasons? They started with, like, number 6.
That's weird.
Yeah.
No, they
It
did
was
go
weird.
back and do the original seasons.
Nickelodeon?
Oh, Rye English did.
Rye English did, but Nickelodeon picked up at, like, season 6.
That was fun
Like,
of them.
What?
When would that have been? Because at a certain point, I think Nickelodeon just stopped caring about what they were
I
making.
think I was either in high school or just starting college.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, the Nickelodeon, there might have been like a change up at the top that they were just like, fuck the kids. That doesn't matter what they're watching. It doesn't have to make sense or be good.
Who put
Yeah.
Viva Pinata on here?
That was the Dan Green thing.
Dan Green.
We basically went through, okay, stuff we could easily find that starred Dan Green, and oh boy, that was
starred. He wasn't
No.
starred
That
in
is
some of
an
it.
acid trip.
yeah, no one liked it.
I think part of it for me was like I just had to keep using a joke where I was like, now we're gonna go to Dan Green's most famous role where he did a blah blah blah, and I'm like building up Yu-Gi-Oh every time, but it's like Viva Pinata.
Yes.
I will say Viva Pinata was very effective, though, at marketing the game.
Oh yeah.
Never
Never
played it.
played the game. Yeah.
It's really just like a build-a-zoo of pinatas. Like, you
Yeah,
get
it
to
sounds
beat
fine.
some of them with a stick.
Is that animal abuse?
Oh yeah, you can
not an
kill
animal.
your own pinatas.
After that was Ultimate Muscle, which was a
Such
little
a
more
good
fun, but
show.
also weirdly racist at times.
What?
Whoa.
I feel like it was a
I didn't see this one.
okay.
Okay, I
Good.
have not
Wasn't
rewatched this, but I remember it being very good.
No, it is funny, but there's it's got like some of those like 4Kids. This was a bit of a questionable joke, maybe from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Um,
There's
like
a lot of that.
there's like wrestlers with a bunch of themes, but some of them are nationality themed.
Oh,
So
yeah, okay.
yeah, no, you see where
And
I'm going with
then-
that.
Everyone
yeah.
is wearing a mask.
Yep.
Nope.
But no, that was at least an interesting one. The wrestling element was kind of one of those a little more. I don't think you see a lot of wrestling anime.
No.
Might be wrong, but I don't know.
Was
might be
this an
interesting to put more
actual,
of that
like,
in.
anime? Because I know there was a manga, but I don't know if that came first.
This was an anime, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
After that is one of the few non-4Kids one. It's Little Panda Fighter, because we were just
That
like,
looks-
oh my god, he
Yo,
was voicing
thumbnail
this.
is terrifying.
That
The
was
movie is
So
terrifying.
bad.
It was 50 minutes of pure torture.
Yep.
But also kind of hilarious.
The
At
only
times.
thing I liked about that movie was that I thought the coach's voice acting was somewhat decent, and it was Dan Green.
Dan
I
Green
had
wasn't the coach.
a-
Dan Green was the Little Panda Fighter.
Oh, he was? I thought he was the coach.
He was the Little Panda Fighter. Why do you think we would have watched
Oh.
Little Panda Fighter?
I possess a movie that is also a ripoff of Kung Fu Panda that is hilariously bad.
No, please no.
Maybe
Same.
we'll watch it again.
Uh,
We'll compare them. Compare it
Yeah.
to Little Panda Fighter.
It's
Little
called
Panda
Chopkick
Fighter.
Panda.
A retrospective.
oh my god.
Ugh.
Then we went to some good stuff. Sonic X and Yu-Gi-Oh!, which were his good things. And Pokemon, I guess we can also throw in there. We watched the third Pokemon movie, where he's Entei. Those were all actually pretty... Well, we've talked extensively on Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think we have to talk about it
Yeah,
again.
we don't need to talk about
So,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
But that was... We
Yeah.
just watched the first 3 episodes of that. Sonic
Yeah.
was interesting because it was almost a reverse Kai for Sonic.
Yeah.
It almost
think-
makes you wonder if the writers of the live-action movie took some inspiration from Sonic X.
I mean, not a terrible one to go with, I guess.
No, like that's most Sonic games. Like after the 2D platforming era, most of the games are he gets brought into the real world.
Yeah, he gets brought to Earth.
Okay, but that fucking theme song,
It's
Gotta go
okay.
fast.
so good.
I think we took a break because we wanted to do something for Christmas.
Tokyo Godfathers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which
And-
is, as far as Satoshi Kon movies goes, probably the least trippy.
It's my
True.
favorite, easily.
It's
I love that film.
It's so
good.
wholesome. It's so
I love it.
nice. It's like actually a really, really great just feel good movie. I could honestly watch that whenever and just to put me in a good
Yeah.
mood.
I mean, I'd even go as far as to say, oh, people watch, the traditional Christmas movies every year. Put that on the list. Put that on the rotation.
I
get
have
bored.
watched it like every year now.
I get bored with the traditional list. I tend to try to like nowadays look for like offbeat Christmas movies or like a little more out there Christmas movies.
It's a good one.
Actually, I'll give you a small recommendation for a weird kind of Christmas movie. I mean, part of it is just it's a Shane Black movie and he sets everything over Christmas. But there's a movie called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's actually kind of an interesting Christmas movie starring Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. before he became Iron Man.
Hey.
That or was the other guy set over Christmas?
Which one
The other guy, or not the other guys, the nice guys?
was it?
Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe or the detectives?
I remember the movie. I didn't remember it
I
being
can't remember, but
Christmas.
it's another one of those like Shane Black type movies.
Even Iron Man 3 has a Christmas part in it.
Shane Black, again.
Yeah.
Was
So-
he always do Christmas?
Well, unless he's in Predator.
Uh,
Well, they never said when it is, and it is in like Central America, so it could be over Christmas.
hmm.
You know what? Predator is now a Christmas movie.
Christmas until proven not on December 25th.
Yeah. Oh, watch it be like one of those, like, they're gonna say the exact date at the very beginning of the movie to set the scene, and I'm totally wrong.
It's like the middle of May.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
you know what? I actually do remember. It was summer because it was the hottest time of the year for them, and that's why that was the girl they got from the village said the Predator only shows up at that time. But I digress. We got another year rolling around.
Shonen Showdown from there.
Yeah,
Yep, that was
Well, let's talk about why we wanted to do that, because originally we were just gonna watch the 4Kids dub of One Piece, because we had basically watched so many other 4Kids shows. We were like, we'd heard terrible things, but I don't think anyone had ever really watched it in the group. So we were like, we need to find it. And then I found out, holy shit, they actually managed to completely scrub something from the internet. I didn't
Yep.
think it was possible. The only thing that still really exists is the
The rap.
4Kids opening, because it's too
Mhm.
easy to just keep re-uploading.
Yeah.
But I think if we wanted to watch that, I would have had to find like some really expensive like TV ripped DVD VHS copies when from when it was coming out, but like not even that was like anything complete.
Did you watch the 4Kids, Al?
So I remember when it came out, and because it was around the same time that like they were premiering a lot of new stuff on Toonami, like Naruto and Bobo, and a couple other shows. And I remember seeing like some previews for it, and I was like, all right, it's on the block, I'll watch it. And then the pirate rap started, and I immediately switched the channel because I was like, I don't think I want to watch this.
No, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, people either loved it or they hated it. But, like, in the beginning, no one really hated it because no one was reading the manga.
No, and I can understand that, but, like, it was one of those things of, like, I never really got to see it, and I kind of regret not being able to see it. So, yeah, but then eventually we were like, well, what's the best shonen? I don't know how that particular conversation came up, but we're like, hey, let's make a bracket and all that. We, like, cooked it all up pretty quickly, but we managed to do it, and it, yeah.
It was a thing.
Yeah,
it was long.
So we had One Piece, Fairy Tail, Jujutsu Kaisen, Hunter x Hunter, the remake, Blue Exorcist, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, Yu Yu Hakusho, Black Clover, Naruto, Bleach, Seven Deadly Sins, Inuyasha, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Attack on Titan, and Dragon Ball Z. And then honestly, I can't help but compare it to our recent tournament. God damn it, most if not all of these shows were bangers, and the other and our recent tournament was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun to go through some of these.
Yeah, I will say, it was interesting seeing a lot of either modern, classics that people like, or even stuff from back in the day. Like, obviously, I never watched Inuyasha. I never watched Dragon Ball Z. I never watched One Piece. I never watched Yu Yu Hakusho. So, like, it was interesting to get at least a sampling of, all those classics.
Mm-hmm.
And I also fell in love with Blue Exorcist, too. So, like, after it eventually got eliminated from the tournament, I watched
it
both.
Got eliminated first round.
Yeah, I got My Hero beat it, but I ended up watching both seasons of the movie because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, same.
It's good.
Yeah, we went back and watched that afterwards. Still pretty good. Maybe we should talk about that at a later time, like a full retrospective kind of thing. Wouldn't be too bad.
Maybe when the third season comes out.
Yeah. Maybe one day. Is it supposed to come out soon?
It's in the future. They didn't give a release date.
Yeah, so we did that, and we were at the end of it all. Jujutsu Kaisen won. I think kind of just because those Naruto episodes that it was going up against were just a little on the weaker side.
Also,
but yeah, I think it was a pretty good tournament for everybody.
I feel like it's a little unfair to really pit like this newer stuff against stuff that's like 10 to 15 years older. There have been a lot of advancements.
So I agree with that a little bit. We kind of slapped together, and I think we had a decent format going, but we did make some changes whenever we came around to do this most recent tournament. Like, we originally had, 3 production categories. We had animation, animation and art style, we had sound and dubbing, and then we had openings and endings. We kind of combined all 3 of those just into production, so that, we weren't just judging these shows 50% was just about how they animated it, basically.
Yeah, we that was another thing too. We watched the dub for every one of these shows. So
yeah.
Some of them was good, some of it was less than good.
But I mean, even though I think a lot of more newer shows did win out some stuff, we had a couple other shows, it didn't always come down to just they were animated better. I think, even Dragon Ball Z's case, we were like, Dragon Ball Z has the better art style here.
Yeah.
It was kind of a bit of an upset. That was kind of fun. But no, I think part of it, just coming down to a tournament of, even comparing it to sports and that, we were some people are going to have good weeks and some people aren't. Some people are going to come out the gate stronger than others. And that doesn't necessarily make you a better team. It just means you had a much better game. But guess what? You get to move on because of that.
I will say this too, as far as Jujutsu Kaisen, everyone knows my initial opinions of that show. But with the finale, the championship episodes 10 through 13, it was, in my opinion, the best arc of the first season. So it was I consider that arc a masterpiece. So I can understand why Jujutsu Kaisen won.
I remember you hating Naruto, though.
Well, it's because I couldn't stand Naruto himself.
Yeah.
Would like
He
to
gets
say
better
he gets
later
better,
on.
but it's like Shippuden.
Yeah, it takes him a long time, but he does get better.
Yeah. I think after that we were leading up to episode 100. I think episode 100 is our longest episode because that was our top 5s. But before that, we were like, we need something to lead up to it, and we just decided to do Madoka. So we spent 3
Madoka.
episodes on that. Do we have to go over Madoka? I feel like we've done a bridge series. If you want to go find our thoughts on Madoka, there's Madoka. Then episode 100, we did our top 5s. Then the Demon Slayer movie came out, so we had to go talk about Mugen Train. Did we all go see that in theaters, or was it
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were there. For that one.
It was right after the lockdown ended, and it was like, wow, we could actually see movies in theaters again.
Because
Yeah,
we went to that one. You guys were talking about doing the podcast. And then you were also talking about how season 2 of Mad Gia Records was starting soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we didn't get around to that super quickly. So, I guess it was soon, not like right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did that. Still, Mugen Train's still pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
They really, they did Rengoku dirty. They cut stuff for him.
I'm not fully aware. I didn't read the manga. Then we had our filler tournament. I had fun with the filler tournament. Because it was just like a one episode. Tournament? Okay, so...
Oh, no.
Shonen, being Shonen, is going to have filler arcs, filler episodes, all that sort of stuff. So we were kind of like, after we did that tournament, we were like, okay, we decided what the best Shonen was. Well, who has the best filler? And that's a really, like, dumb kind of thing to say, but at the same time, it's like, let's just watch a filler episode from 4 different shows, and we'll have a little mini tournament. So we picked the Kakashi's Face episode of Naruto, the Learning to Drive episode of Dragon Ball Z, the Pool episode from My Hero Academia, and the Birthday Cake episode from Blue Exorcist. And we just had a little mini tournament.
That's a bad one for My Hero Academia, because
their
animators were on the movie.
No. You see, I remembered that I was the one that suggested that episode for My Hero, and I remembered the fun bits with the swimming competition. I didn't realize it was a recap episode, and Al hadn't seen season 2.
I had not seen. Hang on. When did My Hero get kicked out? Because that was all I had seen. My Hero, it won round 1, and then it got beat out in round 2. So I had only seen 6 episodes of it at that point. I hadn't even gotten to where the villains showed up. So let's spoil the whole 2 seasons for me real quick, Envy.
I felt so bad afterward. I was like, look, oh no.
At the moment that I watched it, I was a little pissed. But after that, I was like, this is going to be hilarious.
Kachi's Face episode 1, though.
I'm going to take a guess and say Yowamushi Pedal was a chibi suggestion.
We'll get to that. We do got to give a little bit of praise back to that Kakashi Face episode. Want to talk about just a fucking good episode?
It was good.
Like,
I think it works as filler because we as the audience actually wanted to know.
Yeah, that's great, but also, I think we discussed kind of a fantastic just intro episode because there's no complicated plot or, like, chakra things going on or, like, anything. Like, I was genuinely like, why did they steal their clothes instead of just using, like, a transformation? And I'm like, oh, because you can jump into this literally whenever. And just have fun with the characters. This is a perfect intro episode. Despite how weirdly placed it is throughout the rest of the series. But...
Yes.
Yeah, because this is... When did this show up? This had to have been after, like, they got Tsunade, I think. Or, like, right before. It was, like, way after the Chunin exam, which is... You're deep into the series at that point. But...
No, because wasn't Sasuke still there?
Sasuke still. I think that was. I think that was right when he switched back from the black uniform into the blue one.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing his weird leotard anymore.
Yeah.
That outfit was gone.
Yeah. I think it came down to, it faced off in the finals with Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z was also a very fun one, but I think the Kakashi face one is just... I think our thing at the end was just like, they got a plot, they got a B-plot, they got jokes that pay off. You did not have to go this hard for a fucking filler episode.
Yeah.
God damn, thank you so much for doing it.
It was good.
Okay, after that was when we started doing our top fives, because we did the top 5 episode for 100, and then we were like, so what's everybody's 5s, 4s, 3, 2s, 1s, and we went through all of those. Some of them we'd already watched, so we skipped those, but yeah, so Yomushi Pedal was your 5.
It was.
Unless it was 4. Yeah, no, it was 5.
No, it was 5.
I think my 5 was Digimon. Since we had watched the movie, I said we could skip it.
Yeah. Little did we know that we would watch it years later.
Haha.
Okay, Neverland was probably Envy.
Yes.
Shiki I'm torn on, because I want to say that was Gav, but I think number 6 was Gav.
Number 6 was Gav's number 4.
Oh, okay, they're both Gav?
Because Envy, your 5 was Kanata no Astra, right?
Yes.
So that's why we skipped that one, because we had already watched all of it.
Yin wasn't a part of this
I didn't
list.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, if it's going off of the top 5, it was just the 4 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Code Geass was
Shiki.
definitely L.
Yeah, that's my number 4.
Yeah.
Nozaki, really good show. That was
So good.
Chibi's number 4.
Chibi.
And I think
Yeah.
Spirited Away...
It was the
just split
20th
it up.
anniversary of the film.
Yeah.
So
We
I
were
wanted
doing
to,
them on
you
anniversaries.
Yeah.
Fooly Cooley was my number 3. What were the other number 4s? I feel like we're missing one.
Well,
And-
number 4 was Promised Neverland for me.
Oh, right. Okay, so
Yeah.
that all is all 4 number 4s.
Okay. Fate
Then we got
was
to...
Envy.
Yes.
Yeah. I had Fooly Cooley, which that was the only one we watched the whole thing because it's only 6 episodes. Then that was about the time where Magic Record started, so we started watching that. My Hero Academia was Gab's 3.
Yes.
Then Naruto was my 2, but that was just me and Yin because we had watched all of it at that point.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, let's just talk the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah. Or at least through the pain arc.
Someone put Hunter at
No,
Hunter? It's like a 1?
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get there. The Naruto one was just the original series. It wasn't Shippuden. We had a separate episode for Shippuden. Jujutsu Kaisen.
That was, I think, Chibi's number 2.
Right.
No.
No?
Or was it number 1 or
It
3?
was my number 3.
Oh.
Was Naruto? Naruto wouldn't be in my number 3, would it? What would have been my number 2?
Well, we already saw 1 and 2 for both of mine.
I know your number 1 was Madoka, right? Oh, and number
Madoka,
2 was
Tokyo
Tokyo
Mew
Mew
Mew.
Mew. Okay, that makes
See?
sense. Yeah.
We'd
Yeah,
seen
that makes
2
sense.
of mine already, and then we
Yeah.
also
Okay.
just finished up Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Right.
And then JoJo was my number 2, and I think it was Gav's number 2 too.
So we doubled that up.
Yeah.
No, mine was in no particular order, so we just
Oh,
did it
well.
for 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
So
went
whose was
arbitrarily.
Hunter Hunter? Because Bebop is definitely Al's 1.
That is.
Mine.
Yeah.
Gav.
Hunter x Hunter
Oh, that's
was
still
mine.
a 2, huh?
No, that was Gav.
No, that is 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even though technically Gav didn't put it in any particular order, that just happened to be the top of the list of that day.
Gotcha. And then
Yeah,
obviously
well, fucking
Star
near the
Wars.
No, Steins Gate's my number 1.
Yeah, and we'd
We'd
already
already
watched that,
seen that.
so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I suggested Star Wars Visions because it came out.
At that point, we were like, it was almost going to be Halloween, and we knew we were going to have a theme month, so we might as well have, like, one thing that we didn't have to, continue on doing. So Star Wars was fun. Are they doing another one of those?
Season
It
2 already
did.
came out.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, I missed it. Damn it.
But 8 out of the 9 aren't technically anime. So
What?
Whatever.
yeah, they got a couple anime. They got studios from all around the world, like one from France, one from Africa, one from India. They even got
Okay.
Aardman, the people that made Wallace and Gromit as a short.
Wallace and Gromit. How have I not seen? Oh, I need to go watch
I
it.
love
I'm gonna go watch
Wallace
that
and
tonight.
Gromit.
Okay, it's not
so
actually Wallace and
good.
Gromit, but it's the same art style as Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
Cute.
Then Halloween came up, and we were like, "Hey, let's just watch a bunch of Scooby Doo. Let's watch the best
And-
Scooby Doo
Yeah.
movies."
And this was when Kozi and Cece joined us finally.
That's right, because we
I
watched.
did
we
not
watch like?
realize we only did 4 episodes with you before you dropped the Halloween zombie debate on us.
Oh God, yeah. No, I'd been planning that for a while, but I'd wanted to do that for a while.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
also like to point out, we actually sat in on a lot of the Magia record recordings.
You did. Yeah,
because you would do that before we did some gaming sessions.
Yeah.
Right,
we were
because I think it was
gaming
like when were those coming out? They were like coming out on like Friday or Saturday, and we would sometimes
Yeah.
record either Saturday or Sunday.
They
So
would
it
come
was
out
like-
Saturday morning.
Right. So we'd like watch it and then like record real quick, and then we record the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was often
And you-
in person, so
So
we
Yeah.
were just chilling there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how we got roped into the podcast aspect of it. Because
Yeah,
at that point, we'd already been doing some gaming stuff with you.
Yeah.
yeah, a little bit.
And then we were like, let's watch Scooby Doo while we're all together. And then time came to record the podcast, and we were like, "Are you guys gonna say your name?" We're like, "Oh, we're part of this now."
Well, I mean, like, I understand you guys not wanting to jump in on Magic Record because, like, you're coming in like halfway through the second season, and you're like, we don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I get not wanting to talk during those ones, but you might as well
Yeah.
talk during the Scooby Doo.
I mean, spoiler alert for anybody else, anybody listening at home. We're all really, really close friends in real life. We all went to school together, so we
No, I hate
we
these
talk-
fuckers. Don't
Well-
listen to this guy.
I
Well,
don't know who
we-
you people are.
we talked about them joining
If
for a long
if
time.
I
It
could
was
think of
just
6 people I'd want to murder.
well then.
I don't even
Yeah,
know
dude.
how we started gaming with you guys. All I know is it started with Family Feud, I'm pretty sure.
I think we were all just over at your place one day to play games, and we were just like, "Oh, let's just have everyone over, and we'll have some extra people." And so I think we, we're just all hanging the one day.
Yeah, I think
So-
there was a
I mean,
couple weeks in a row that they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to join us on our gaming channel?" And then they stopped
Yeah,
asking.
yeah.
They're
Okay,
just
I
like, "You're
think
part
you're
of this
right.
now."
I mean, I feel like you guys suggested games at a certain point,
You did, yeah.
Probably.
and we were like, well, yeah, you might as well join if you want to
Also,
like,
at
start
this
suggesting
point
stuff.
in time, we were the only ones with like our own place that had enough space for everybody.
Yeah.
Because Yin also
That was
had
an
their
element.
own place, but I don't think we could have all fit.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
We
yeah.
tried like once or twice. It just wasn't ideal.
Yeah.
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 Are they
Studio.
just using us for our house? That's fine.
Yeah.
I like having
No, I'm
company.
glad you figured that out.
No, I do not remember what episode of the podcast it was, but there was an episode where Cece's family was taking us on a cruise, so we had to go take a call about the cruise planning, and we just left you guys downstairs to record.
Your memory's good as mine because I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't
About
know.
2 summers ago. I
Mm.
think you were recording something we weren't watching. It was like Magi Record or
It probably was
Jujutsu
that.
Kaisen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were probably like, we're gonna record this, gonna take like 30 minutes or something, and you guys were like, hey, we're just gonna do this thing real quick, and we're like, yeah, no, we can do that.
Yeah, when my family was wrapping up the Skype call, I was like, I left all my friends recording a podcast downstairs. I should probably go like check on them at some point. They were just like, what?
And at that point, I'm strangling people. You know, we walked in at the wrong moment. But yeah, Scooby Doo was fun.
That's the right moment.
Any other words you want to say on the Scooby-Doo films before we move on?
Go check
Good
out
time.
Scooby Doo Zombie Island. Amazing.
But do not watch
Yes.
the second
Oh,
one.
and the Witch's Ghost. It's
Yeah,
good.
no, not the second one. Second one's not good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't watch that.
No. Yeah.
Witch's Ghost is also great.
Yes.
Tim
I liked
Curry.
all 4 of them, but yeah, Zombie Island is probably objectively the best one.
Yeah, I think like their quality is in like descending order. Like, the best one was first, the second best was second, third best, fourth best, all that.
I
Yeah.
would put Cyber Chase over Alien Invaders.
I don't know.
I feel like they could tie a little bit.
I have
think-
I have a nostalgia connection for Alien Invaders. That was like one of the first ones I ever saw Scooby Doo. So
I think no matter what, Zombie Island and Witch's Ghost were the best.
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, then the zombie debate. That was a
That was-
fun one. Go watch that.
yeah.
And then, like, we're kind of hitting the spot of, like, we had this sort of, we didn't know what we were going to do, so we were just, like, pick and choose little things. Like, we did the Naruto Shippuden, like, the first half, up through the pain arc. We never finished doing that. So
True.
we might have to figure that out.
We have to go back at some point.
And then we were like, oh, Cowboy Bebop came out. Let's watch 2 episodes.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes.
Had a Thanksgiving together.
Right.
And decided to record it.
Yeah, which we will get to later.
and then we were like,
we
were getting
only
ready
did
for a
like
convention.
the first like 3 episodes of that though, right?
Well, I think it was 2 because they were like hour longs as opposed to 30 minutes. So we were like, let's just do 2 because that's a little easier to like just get real quick
because
before
we
we go.
binged the rest of it that night, but we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I was having a time. Well, you know what? There's a whole second episode later on where I tell you my feelings, but yeah. Then was the meme tournament where we were trying to figure out what movie had the most memes for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Revenge of the Sith, Spider-Man 3, B-Movie, and Fellowship of the Ring. Fellowship won that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. And then we watched Die Hard because it's a Christmas movie.
That is a Christmas movie.
It is
Damn
a
right.
Christmas movie.
And then we went on a small Satoshi Kon kick with Millennium Actress and Paprika. I like both of those. I don't know how everyone else
and
feels.
Summer Wars and Tale of Princess Kaguya.
When was that?
Well, yeah.
The entertainment district is right in the middle of those.
Oh, right. Yeah, we did the first half of the Demon Slayer thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I liked Millennium Actress and Paprika. I wouldn't say I loved them, but I thought they were good movies.
Like I would.
Paprika was probably the trippiest film he's done out of the 4.
Trippier than Perfect Blue?
Yes, without a doubt, in my opinion.
Huh. Okay.
I guess I'd consider it trippier.
Visually,
if you,
I would say that, but
what if you'd consider? Yeah.
I was less confused with Perfect Blue than I was for Paprika.
Okay.
Because I understood Perfect Blue. Paprika was just kind of like one of. I wasn't confused per se, but it was more. To me, it was more abstract than Perfect Blue.
Paprika was abstract?
I think
Towards the
visually
end, I think.
it was abstract.
I call it a little bit surreal, but not necessarily. I don't know.
It's more
plot-wise,
magical
it's pretty.
surrealism, but make it Inception.
I don't always like the Inception comparison.
It's all about dreams.
Oh,
One of
is
the-
that it? Then the Cell is the same as Inception and Paprika.
Most
It is
Americans
not.
would probably compare it to that. So that's why I use it.
Because there's dumb.
They just haven't watched enough movies.
No, they have not watched enough movies. That's why I have a list.
The
I
list
can
is long
understand
and non-exhaustive.
I can
Yes.
understand why some people thought Inception was based off Paprika.
It's based on a Donald Duck cartoon.
I know what you're saying, but I can see why, because there are plot similarities.
I think after you get past, like, entering someone else's dream, that's it.
But it's
That's
also
what
like
comparison
investigators like going in and like there are levels to, you know, like it's kind of similar.
I don't think there's levels necessarily in Paprika. Or like
no,
that
it's
whole
just like
element,
she's
or-
going in for the purpose of like, and there's this one dude that like they're going in, you know, it's like it's similar. You have to admit it's similar in some way.
I think that Inception has a lot more in common with that SpongeBob episode, quite frankly. No, you know what? I think the SpongeBob episode is more comparable to Paprika than it is to Inception.
That's a good
Alright.
episode.
Honestly, yeah.
All right, if you say so, but I think there are similarities in all of them.
I can't remember, but I feel like we had this exact debate during the episode.
Yeah, probably. Paprika's a great movie though.
Oh no, it is. I absolutely, yeah. I'm trying to think of what my favorite Satoshi Kon is at this point.
Like, my favorite is
Godfathers.
probably Perfect Blue, but I think they're all masterpieces, and
Yeah.
he's probably my favorite anime director. So,
It's a shame he never got his Pinocchio thing,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
it's too bad.
I probably bring that up every single time we have an episode about Satoshi Kon.
It is a shame, yeah.
Anyway, after that was Demon Slayer. Summer Wars. I really love Summer Wars.
Oh, I love
Summer Wars
I
is
think it's
very
fantastic.
I like some.
Yeah. That was like, I remember watching that it was partially for Anime Club the first time we watched that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
We did watch an anime club.
I got I got the school's theater from the club that did the screenings, and managed to so everyone was able to come into like the big theater for that one, which was nice. But I remember watching it and be like, oh, this is like Digimon the movie, and then I was like, oh, this is literally from Digimon the movie.
Yeah, the guy who made it, who directed it.
It's like, hey, here's my concept film. Now let's make a whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, great job with that. Love that movie. Then it was Kaguya. Was that because we went to see that at Row House?
You were the one that suggested it.
Yeah,
no,
we
I
did
think
see
we
it at
were
Row
just
House.
doing, like, it was
I mean, me
on
and
theme.
Al saw it at Row House.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were kind of, I don't know, we were kind of themeless at that point.
Yeah, you suggested it.
But it might have
You said
been
you wanted to
because-
talk about it.
Yeah, because we had seen it at Row House. We had seen it by ourselves, but we were like, we needed to talk about this, so we had everyone else watch it, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
but
thought we
when
had
we
seen it earlier.
started,
I can't remember.
when we started all of those, like, Kaguya was always on the docket.
Yeah, good one. Probably one of Studio Ghibli's best movies, but
Yeah,
like
really
one
beautiful.
of the few that was not Miyazaki.
It also took them forever to make.
It was
why.
worth it. It took them 9 years to make Redline.
I could believe
No,
that.
holy fuck.
Dude, they animated every frame, and you could use any frame as like a fucking computer background, man. Then we were really bouncing around a lot.
We were just
So
doing-
I think at that
I think
point,
these were favorites.
no, not favorites. We were going through for ones we wanted to try out. Because I
Yeah.
know I suggested Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh.
Who
from this
was
next
Tokyo
set of
Revengers
stuff.
yours?
No, Tokyo Revengers was Gav.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yours was Love is War.
Mine was?
No. Envies.
You gotta
Yes.
we're online right now. You can't just say yours.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Tokyo Revengers was Gav. Mongo Stray Dogs was Chibs. Kaguya-sama Love is War was mine. And then we decided to watch Ace Attorney live action as well.
I feel like that would have
Still-
been one of my suggestions.
Well,
I think,
also,
I
yes,
think
but
at
also
that
we were
point
playing the game.
Finished the game, yeah.
Yeah.
base
oh,
game.
right. Yeah, because we had finished up with Karma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That makes
the base
sense.
game.
You know, that I don't know what was going on with like this specific block right here where me and Cece didn't do like a lot of these episodes. Like we did the movies, but not the anime series for
I think you guys
this
must have
little
been busy or
batch.
something.
Was this last summer?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look to see what
This
the time
wasn't
was.
when we were moving. We were moving during the law.
No, I did. We
Well,
might have been on the
Kaguya was
cruise
in
for the start.
February.
Oh, we might have been on the cruise. You right. Because Love is War is one of like Cece's favorites.
I did
We're not
really
there to
enjoy
talk
that
about
one.
it. God
Yeah.
damn, we're gonna have to go back and do a full retrospective. Just the people who actually like it, because I know not everybody here likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I feel like
Hell,
that is
I'll-
also another one that you have to watch a bit further for it to get good.
There's
Honestly,
a season 2, right?
yeah.
I didn't see that yet.
Dude, there's 3
There's
seasons.
3.
There's 4
There's 3?
now, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 3 seasons and a mini movie.
Wow, I can't watch
I
anime
think-
anymore because it's all behind a paywall.
I think my whole thing was not the fact that I needed to go further to watch more. I feel like it was just the fact that it's too over the top for me.
Yeah, the movie came out in like December of last year. I don't know whether it got dubbed yet or not. That is one of the best dubs, though.
Technically, it's weird because the way they stitched the movie together, it's 4 episodes that they put together as a movie. So it's on Crunchyroll as just 4 episodes.
Is it dubbed
So-
yet?
Yes, I think it's dubbed.
Okay.
Yes, but yeah, the movie was basically the next arc of the manga after season 3. And
Bros, there's 2 live action movies.
What? I didn't know.
yeah, I
that.
heard they're not that good.
Oh. You're probably right.
Most live action movies for anything anime related are not good.
That's fair.
Well, that actually leads after Ace Attorney and Demon Slayer. That leads us into our next category.
Yes, the live action American adaptations.
That was definitely a category of diminishing returns or top to bottom.
Oh wait, look, there's the Jujutsu Kaisen movie we just left you in our house to do.
Right. Yeah, that's just kind of slapped in there, ruining the order of everything, unfortunately.
Well, the movie just came out and we wanted to watch it and
I
talk about it.
know. I know.
Yes.
Oh, no, so
Yeah.
we might
But,
have been on the cruise for that one.
Speed
Oh no, we
Racer.
wouldn't have. Yeah, what were we doing?
I have no idea, man. It was like March or something. I gotta say, the biggest surprise to me of that entire thing had to have been Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Speed Racer, better than you'd expect.
Yeah.
More than you'd think.
I love that it
So-
has
so
69
much more
views
than I
right
think.
now. Nobody else watched that episode. Even though it's really
Go watch
good.
that episode. Go watch. You know what? Go watch the movie. I'll endorse that movie.
Watch the movie.
Good movie. Good
Yeah.
fucking fun movie.
Okay, but the views are sitting on a funny number.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, Speed Racer was... I was expecting that movie to suck ass, and I was like, wow, I'm actually having a blast watching this.
Yeah.
Damn near a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't go
Well,
that far.
I still think that little section.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
There's a little
And we
section in the middle that's a
followed it
little
up
confusing.
with the two worst things we could have.
Oh god, what was that?
Dragon
Where
Ball
was it?
Evolution and
Oh
Old Boy.
right.
Ugh.
I'm gonna contest Old Boy is at least a decent movie with a very plot.
Yes.
Like I said, the first 20 to 30 minutes of that movie should have just been its own short film.
Oh yeah, probably would have been a little bit better. But why does every adaptation of that have to keep getting like more and more incestuous?
Because they just think it's an interesting concept to explore. Also,
I
they're
would
perverted.
say the
Is it
Korean
Marge
one
Simpson?
is the most incestuous.
I just think
Because
it's
they-
neat.
They purposefully got together in the end.
Yeah, the
Okay,
guy
but-
was like, yeah, I'm too happy in this relationship, even though she's my daughter. Wipe my memory so we can just get a lobotomy and get married and not feel guilty.
But you know what they also didn't have? Father.
Oh,
Line
whole
delivery
family of
was
it.
just so funny.
it was the line delivery plus the fact that he just got blasted by a shotgun.
So good.
It is astounding how many really good actors were in that. It's honestly astounding how many really good actors were in this with this little section.
Yeah, Josh Brolin killed it in the movie. Like, I thought he was great in the film. It's just
yeah, definitely.
the material was just
Yeah. And then we kind of included Death Note whenever we got around to giving out awards for stuff.
the live action
Yeah.
American. I love how you included the. Oh wait, that's just a thumbnail of an audience. Never mind.
Yeah, that's literally just an audience. Where did you think that was from?
I honestly thought. I'm stupid. I thought that was the pitchfork scene from the Simpsons movie where everyone's running up to their house.
Oh, it kind of does look like that a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe that would have been a good one to have in there. Not so fun. After was the other Cowboy Bebop. Go watch it if you want my full opinions.
Episodes
Oh,
3 through 9 and the overall. Yeah.
It was not
Just-
good.
Oof. We came
I
out
feel
with
so-
that so late. It was like months after everyone had already like concluded it was terrible, and we're like, nah, we'll talk about it now.
Is that
Well,
the guy who played
because-
Jet Black? Was his name Mustafa Shakir?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Okay,
good.
I felt so bad for him. He carried that show.
He was
Oh,
good.
he was so
We'd
good.
already kind of had like a game plan for like the rest of the year.
A little bit, yeah. Because we did that, and then it was Magia Records Season 3, which I don't know if it was the amount of time between
That was
Season 2
part
and
of it for
3.
sure.
It
the
was
fact
the
that
fewer amount of
felt-
episodes.
It was a fewer amount of episodes. It was a number of things, but I did not like how that ended. It just had zero impact on me.
It was kind of abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we did our underrated anime.
Yeah. Which some of these, I don't know, might have to go back and take another look at some point, but I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I had Samurai Flamenco, which I still want to talk about in more detail with some people if they ever want to watch more of it, because goddamn that ending. Hey, Kozi, that ending?
You keep bringing this up. I keep saying, okay,
That ending.
that ending.
Was Dororo yours?
That was mine.
That was
Yeah.
in Tamako Market was Chibi.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Wacky
Hare
Races
Ranman
was-
was Envy because
Yeah.
his
Wacky
Sniper was
Races.
Gav,
Yes.
but me
And
and,
then-
Cece weren't here because we were on the cruise.
That's
No,
right.
Right.
That's one
we
of them.
still did yours at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was after they came back.
Yeah.
because mine was
Yeah,
Ariel.
good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tawanakwan.
Yeah. I still need to watch the other 4. I haven't watched the other 4 parts yet.
Of which one?
Well, Tawanakwan, because it was like 6 40-minute episodes or something like that. So
Right. Because they were
watched
like
the
X-Men
first two.
movies.
Yeah.
And then we're now starting to get some much more recent stuff. We had that stint of family
Kind of
anime.
Bad parents, but they're good.
Spy Family.
Not bad parents. They're bad people, but good
I think
parents.
Spy Family might be the one with the most views.
Really?
Bye, family.
Yeah.
Actually, let me check. I might be right. I might. Nope. Yep. It beat out Kirby.
I love Spy Family. It's cute. I just finished the second core today.
I just wish they had more Bill.
Uh-huh.
Daddy.
Yeah.
And this year, not only are we getting season 3, but we're getting a movie.
Yep.
Well, good for you guys.
Are they doing
I
the
mean-
movie of the ship?
I think the movie
No.
is going to be the cruise ship arc, maybe.
No,
Okay.
the movie is no. The season 3 is the cruise ship. The movie is an original story.
Oh, okay.
That could be both good and bad.
Who
I feel
knows?
like the
Scared.
cruise ship is where we really kind of get to like the heart of like Yor and Lloyd actually doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like that was something that was severely lacking at points. Was you're doing any kind of job?
Yeah, she's never done
Oh, yeah, no.
assassin
Like,
stuff.
the cruise ship arc, she is on a mission.
Nice.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it fully becomes Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
A little bit.
We should watch that. It's on the list.
I have seen that actually. Surprisingly,
Good. Then we had Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting.
very
Which-
wholesome show.
Very
Yeah.
awesome, yeah.
I don't remember it that well, though.
I mean, remember the Yakuza babysits a 7-year-old girl.
Yes, I remember the premise. Thank you for that. I gotta be real, it might have been like it kind of got pushed out by the one that came after, because I fucking loved Way of the House Husband. I don't know what it was.
See, I don't think you did that first season though. I think the very first season, which everyone watched most of the way through, that episode was kind of met with like an thing because it wasn't actually like animated.
I know a lot of people gave it a ding for that, which apparently that was what the mangaka wanted. He would not allow it to be animated unless they animated it exactly like it was just a motion comic.
Which I get, but that doesn't mean everyone
Doesn't
else
mean it
was
looks
either
good.
everyone was either lukewarm or liked it. I was the one that vehemently hated it.
No, I did too. I'm on
Yeah,
your
no, I
side,
remember.
Envy.
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the animation's it's not animation at all.
No, it's not. I can
It's like,
believe
I
that.
will just watch the manga. I will just read the manga, and that's like what he intended. He wanted people to not watch the anime, so he was like, yeah, make it look as shitty as possible so people read my manga.
You're
And
gonna
it's
be
sad
real.
to- And it's sad too because I watched the sub. I didn't watch the dub because like the guy who plays the main character in the sub is like one of my favorite Japanese voice actors too. So like
Oh yeah.
I was just struggling to get through it. Like oh,
I gotta be real with you.
It looks so bad.
I think you made a mistake because the dub is actually really where the funny stuff comes from.
I'll take your word for it.
Like, I think the voice actor just had perfect timing with a lot of their jokes and intonation, and I think the dub carries it entirely. It's almost an audio drama in a way, or an audio comedy.
Yeah, if you look at it like that, maybe you could get through it, you know?
I genuinely watched the whole thing. I loved it.
Yeah, you watched the second season.
Yeah. Like, they get some, like, it's not early on, but some later bits get really funny. But
I'll just read the manga at some point.
if you want a DIY show, we could watch their live action series. It's not really a comedy. It's literally just him showing you how to do household chores.
It's 5-minute crafts, but better.
I actually did hear about the live action
It
show in
looks
quotation
good.
marks.
It does. It looks like really accurate and stuff. It's just there is no plot. Not that this had much plot to begin with, but I don't know. I thought it was fun.
Looks
Then we
like
went on
we
to-
went to a sports month.
Yeah, it was about the sports
And nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing gay about these shows.
What? Who's even talking about gay? No. These are just about sports and teamwork.
Not gonna lie, I don't remember like any of this month.
I do a little bit. This was like September or something. Skate, Free, Hyaku, and Yuri on Ice. I'm trying to think, like, I know we watched all of Skate. Because I was,
we
again,
did.
super into that dub.
We watched all of Skate.
I don't remember myself watching a whole lot of these other shows past what we watched.
Well, I think a lot of
Not that
us
they weren't good, it
watched
was just
all
like...
of Free and Yuri on Ice.
Yeah, I watched Yuri on Ice in college, so...
Same.
Yeah.
IQ, I think, would be the real outlier there, but it has like 8 million seasons.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay. Like, I'm trying to think if we should do another, like, sports section again, because some of those are really fun. One that I really want to watch is Kuroko no Basket.
I love that one. It's so good.
It's
think
considered like one of the best sports anime.
So I'm a fan of, like, anytime I don't know if they have an exact name for the trope, but anytime you use the theme song not in your opening to, like, heighten the action, I think Kuroko no does it a lot, but, like, it always works.
They do. They do it with their openings. They do it with their endings. Ooh.
And I especially just love their, like, first opening, so.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for any show, it's always a hype moment whenever the OP plays.
Yeah, like that. I don't think there's a hyper moment in One Punch Man, which is a show all about hype. But yeah, no, that was kind of fun, bouncing around between those. Then the less fun was Tokyo Mew Mew New.
The second season, I think, is airing right now.
Yeah, it's finishing up.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but god damn it, do I wish 4Kids was back. I don't want to keep bringing this up and be like Tokyo Mew Mew's only good in 4Kids. Because I feel like I'm being a jerk. But
Did we only do Mew Mew New because we were cosplaying it that month?
that was part of it.
Well, it was a compare and contrast thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we'd already watched the original anime series, so it was more of like a comparison for how it did with like the first 26 episodes versus this set of like 12.
Yeah. I mean, we only watched the first 3. But.
Yeah, so it was a little bit definitely, there were a good amount of aspects that were different from the manga, but then there were other aspects that were not. And, like, in a way I was, like, enjoying myself while I was watching it, but I will say I definitely think I prefer the original anime series. Despite the fact that this one, despite the little differences that it took and the little liberties that it took, was a little bit, like, more streamlined like the manga. But, yeah.
You watched it all the way through, right?
Yep.
Because we didn't.
Yep, I watched it. I have not watched season 2, but that is because my brain does not have the capacity or the words.
The capacity.
To actually focus on it right now. So.
How did the rest of it hold up? The first season.
Do you mean for the Mew Mew New?
Well, yeah, I know how the first one holds up. I watched it.
Do you mean the second season? I haven't seen it.
No, I only watched.
How was the rest of season 1?
I did not watch the rest of Tokyo Mew Mew New. I just wanted to know, did it get any better?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know who else here watched it if they did, but it was it was a bit eh.
All Saints Street got a lot of views. Holy shit.
It was cute.
Yeah, it's a good show. That was Halloween.
Yeah, we did
Spooky month.
Halloween. So, yeah.
Smattering of spooky stuff. Castlevania, fun show. Another fun show. All Saint Street. Not very spooky, but still fun.
It's so cute.
Yeah. Season 4 is supposed to come out pretty soon.
Higurashi, so much fun. All the murder faces.
Oh.
Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories so
Ghost
great.
Stories is definitely leading into that next category.
Yeah, we were like, we had a section on bad dub, but this was a lovely area of transition because it's like we had, okay, cool, Halloween stuff, and then the last Halloween thing's going to be like funny-ass dubs, and then we're going to go into funny-ass dubs, and then funny-ass dubs leads us into Saban, starting with a funny-ass dub. We're going to go back and watch more Duel Masters, right?
Yeah.
You can watch it. I'm probably not going to watch it.
Okay, fine.
Are you
Love
gonna
it.
get his name right, Cece? Since you're like,
No.
yeah.
Never.
Fucking Shinobu, fucking whoever. Garzy's wig. I feel like I can bring that up with Shin
The
Megami
worst dub
Tensei.
we've probably ever heard.
This is my least favorite thing we've watched out of anything.
What?
Garzy's
Yeah.
wig?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I,
the whole point. It was supposed to be bad.
I
Yeah.
hated watching this more than Little Panda Fighter and something that Cece recommended we'll get to later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bruh, I had fun
Oh,
with
I
that.
know. I know what you're talking
I
about.
was either bored as shit, not paying attention, or not paying attention. I was either bored as shit, completely lost on what the fuck was going on, or just a marveling at how bad the quality of it was.
Which is
So
amazing
I had-
because it was only 3 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was torture for me. I did not like it at all. Honestly, I was half tempted to skip that week, but it's like, no, damn it, I haven't skipped a week yet. I gotta maintain my
That's
streak,
so
damn it.
funny.
I don't know, man. It was very much a this is bad, turn your brain off, make fun of it kind of deal.
I mean, individually, if you take out certain individual clips and like see lines on YouTube, sure, but like to actually sit through it for an hour and a half, nah, chief.
I think
what
this
kind of
would
the
have been a lot more fun if we had all watched it together in person.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
get
I-
some drinks and get drunk.
I don't want to speak for Gav and Chibi, but like I know that like me and Yin always watch stuff together, usually.
Mhm.
I know that Cece and Kozi usually watch stuff together. I feel like the four of us, since we had watched it with other people and like laughed about it a lot.
We just have like someone to bounce jokes
Actually,
off of.
Gav you might have been with us when we watched this. So we might have all been having a good time, but like I feel like anyone who watched it on their own was not going to.
What show
No.
is this?
Garzy's
Garzy's
Wing.
Wing.
I watched it by myself. I'd already seen a little bit of it, so I knew what to expect. Because I think one of my best friend from high school and I, when we were in high school, I think my friend had heard about it, and so we decided to watch an episode, and then I don't remember getting that much further in.
It's
Because I
really
remember
just
being bored.
yeah, it's no fun unless there's someone to bounce stuff off of.
Yeah. Then we went into Saban. Samurai Pizza Cats, I think we were all kind of like, this is kind of fun at times, but it's also kind of just bad.
It's a kid show. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not even like, oh, you can enjoy this if you're not a kid. It's you're probably best enjoying it if you're a little kid.
Yeah. Then we had X-Men, which I actually went back and kept watching some more of that. I think I've gotten through like a couple seasons of it. And it's still, all of it holds up really well. Good show. Probably have to look at maybe some other stuff that came out around the same time. Some of those other like superhero shows. That might be fun. And then we did Cyber 6, which, did anyone else, like I feel like we probably talked about this a little, did anyone else known about that before I had shown you guys?
No. I never heard of it.
Because, yeah, I feel like I might have told you about it before, but that's because you're a Dark Angel fan.
Yeah, you had compared them before.
And then we went and watched all of Dark Angel.
I watched all of Dark Angel again. Well, it was your first time. I had seen it in high
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
Is that the Buffy spinoff?
No, that's just
No.
called Angel. Dark Angel was Jessica Alba's first major thing.
Yeah, it was back in like 2000. It
Yeah.
was like science fiction.
Yeah, James Cameron did it. It was set in Seattle
Oh,
after
so there
like
was drowning.
Yes? Once
James
or twice
Cameron
maybe.
has a drowning kink.
Well, he loves water.
Yeah.
Too much, apparently.
Yeah, and it was like, it's weird because Dark Angel was like, based on premise, I've been like, okay, I can see where someone could make a lot of comparisons. And then the first season went through, and I was kind of like, okay, it's deviating a lot from like Cyber 6 a lot. But then season 2 really went like, oh, everything's mutants and like a monster of the week. I'm like, okay, now you're just turning into Cyber 6. I feel like had they not run out of money, they might have had a case. But yeah. I like that series a lot. I kind of wish, I really wish that someone would do like a modern adaptation of that. Because that's good. Good show. Good. I need to find a English translation of the comics at some point. Oh god, what was after that? VR Troopers, Beetleborgs, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I gotta tell you, I wish we had more time, because I would have shown you guys Mystic Knights of Tir-na-nog.
Oh?
Oh my god.
I know I mentioned this. I know I brought it up during one of these. But Mystic Knights of Tir-na-nog was an attempt by Saban to make their own original content, a la Power Rangers, but not have to import footage. And they had it set in like this sort of Celtic mythology thing to have a ratings battle and stuff against, because like Xena was a thing, The Legends of Hercules was a thing, and I think Ryan Gosling was starring in like Young Hercules, which got like a season on like a rival network, and they were trying to like compete with them. So they made this Ancient Knights Power Rangers Celtic mythology thing, and I actually did watch this show. It was weird. They had horrible CGI dragons, and like everyone had like an element like fire and water, and they had to like get their armor from beating a monster. It was, we honestly should probably watch it someone. It's basically anime, but it's so weird, but it's fun. That, and they also made a similar live action masked wrestling show. I think it was just Los Luchadores or something. It was.
Oh, that still goes.
That's so no. Like hang on. I might have the wrong name.
Yeah, Los Luchadores still goes. I think it was acquired by the WWE.
Was it?
Pretty sure, yeah.
No, this one says it only ran. It ran from February 1st through July 1st of 2001. I mean, Los Luchadores just means, like, the luchadors.
I know.
So it might be, like, there might have been other things called that. But this specific one, they only had, like, 16 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not saying anything about got acquired or any other sort of thing. We might also, like, that could also be a fun one to watch. But yeah, so. Did anyone watch the new Power Rangers on Netflix thing?
No.
I was a touch disappointed by it. I don't know why. I don't know what I was expecting.
Is it still Saban doing it? Like, is Saban even still a thing?
It's like I don't know. I think they got eaten up and like they might be like one of those companies that gets like thrown around to other owners every now and then, or at least their catalog does.
Oh, so like Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Yeah, like HBO or like Warner Brothers or like anything really. So yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look into it a little further, and I don't want to at the very moment because I think we're actually getting into what was this year now. Because we had that short stint of
what was supposed to be silly little romances, but ended up being really perverted with the exception of Toradora.
I still like Love After World Domination. I don't think it's too perverted.
That one is good.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, we only watched like 3 episodes.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah.
A
lot of fun. Kind of wish there was enough manga to make a second season, but I don't think it's going to happen. Then Full Metal Panic.
Not
Fun
as good
times.
as Fumofu.
We have to watch that at some point. Then we can skip whatever that next one is. Toradora.
No. Let Envy bring up why he's mad at Cece.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I'm not mad. I'm
disappointed.
Well, no, I just hated watching it. But I mean, I'm not gonna blame her for it if she.
You can blame her.
I'm blaming her.
I wrote the show, don't you know?
Yeah,
clearly.
I mean, like, they've lost their recommendation privileges, right?
That was the last one.
That was the final straw.
Yeah, I don't think we have to.
I mean, the biggest thing for me about that show was that I just didn't find it funny. Like, if I found the main gimmick funny, him repeatedly dying and then coming back to life and, that stuff, that'd be one thing, but I just didn't find it funny.
I don't think any of us found it funny.
If I can say one thing about it, like, I wasn't bored, and I'll never forget the experience of watching that show.
Yeah, but okay, I'm trying to remember who all watched the whole thing.
I watched
we all
the
did.
first. I mean, I watched the first part of it. I didn't watch the second part where like it's a time skip or something like that.
Yeah.
You know who
like new
definitely
animation.
watched the entire thing and loved every second of it? It was Chibi.
Didn't you drop it after one episode?
Like one episode.
Not
Yes.
even
No,
one
it-
episode after
3
like 5
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yeah, no, I was not putting myself through that.
And you and me sat and watched the whole fucking
We watched
show.
the whole entire thing.
Did it get any better?
It was the same the whole way through.
It got worse.
There was no... Really? You think it got worse? I feel like it was the same the whole way.
I think
You guys
like,
were
the
talking about
the
like
show,
a weird bathtub thing.
I think the show
Oh,
got
yeah, the
pervier.
bathtub thing. Yeah, it did get
Somehow it got
pervier.
pervier.
Yeah.
Some worse.
I
Like
apparently still haven't seen the whole thing.
Oh, so we've seen more than you.
P-O-P-O-P.
hey Kozi,
Hey.
Yeah.
shut up.
P-O-P-O-P.
So Toradora was fun.
Yeah. Well, to
No,
some people.
Yeah, I think Doradora got a pretty lukewarm reaction out of us.
Really?
I mean,
I think
Because
it's one of
Envy
those-
was like fighting for his life.
I think it's one of those ones where you kind of it is weirdly enough kind of a slow burn show where it's like you have to get to know the characters and that's what the main payoff by the end of it. Because I have watched the whole show and I enjoyed
just what we got to see of Saiga, I don't remember her name.
Taiga.
She just
Taiga the
wasn't
tiger.
enjoyable in those first 3 episodes.
No.
Because she's a tsundere, and
I
that doesn't
think-
always track.
Here's the thing for me. I feel like had the first episode gone differently, I may have had a different reaction. But also, I'm just not very compelled by these characters.
He didn't get to Amy.
I don't
No,
really
again, we will
I was
bring
gonna say-
up the fact that if it would have been Ryuji doing any of this stuff,
Yes.
it would have been a much different vibe.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
As people with vaginas, we can recognize uncomfortable behavior.
As people who have had, as a person who has had a stalker, it's very uncomfy. So no thank you.
I don't think we have to go too far after that because that's the
It's
tournament that
literally
we
what we
just
just did.
finished.
Yeah.
If
So-
you want to recap on the tournament, just go fucking watch it. We're done with it.
Yeah.
We'll say Digimon won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can say that. That was the last episode. Collect 'em all tournament. Digimon wins the day and all that. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, and we need to do a much better job, like, prepping for tournaments in the future.
I'm already working on it.
Yeah,
It's
we've
okay,
So-
keep
got
it
it in
to
the works.
yourself, because we don't... No more tournaments for a while.
No, we're not going to do another one for a while. If we do another tournament in the near future, it's going to be kind of like that filler tournament we did, where it's just 4 episodes. Let's just have a fun little time, and one episode is going to go way harder than anyone else thought they would, and blow everybody out of the water. But until we figure that out, I don't know.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we probably like just quick recap. What was everybody's favorite show from everything?
Well, I already
Kanata no
said mine.
Astra.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
As far as new stuff that I watched for the first time on this podcast, not pre-watched before.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I would say the same as well.
So new stuff, not stuff that I'd watched before.
Oh no.
Is that worth thinking about?
I mean, I feel like my easiest thing would be otherwise to go for Cowboy Bebop because that's just one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, so we can't pick the
So,
ones that
for
we would have
me-
chosen, right?
For me, I think it's got to be Tokyo Mew Mew. I know that's like one of the earliest ones we did, but it's like I went in thinking like, I'm gonna hate this. Oh my god, I love this. But so
Oh my god, I
yeah,
feel like I would need a whole list of them.
yeah. Any other ones? It always ends up being like just one of those, and it's usually a dub thing. Because like I would have gone into Way of the House Husband being like, I'm not gonna like this, but then it's like, oh no, I love this, or like just a silly dub or some sort of silly premise where it's like, yeah, I'm easy, I'm easy. to
Oh, I
please.
know mine
can't
that I
do
didn't see
new
before.
things. Because, like,
Would-
a lot of
would-
the
yeah.
stuff I've been on is stuff I've seen.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll have
some
to work
honorable
on that.
mentions for me were Tokyo Godfathers. I really love that movie. I'm glad we decided to watch the rest.
Yeah.
Blue Exorcist, I already mentioned. And, of course, the the crowning achievement of cinema known as Speed Racer and Velocipaptor.
Yeah, Speed Racer.
Speed Racer was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really like
My-
Cyber 6. I'm still
Good.
not for that one.
Good. Yin, you keep trying.
So my favorite that I had not seen before this tournament was Bungo Stray Dogs. I'm in love with that now, and I had not seen it until we watched it during the tournament.
Okay. Gav, any for you?
I said Kanata no Astro.
Shit, I missed it. Everyone else must have been talking.
Give me a second. I have to pull up and go through the list.
Again, you didn't just keep it up?
Why did you close it?
Because I'm dumb!
Control Shift T.
You're right. But, like, the stuff that...
That's the one you just closed.
I also think it'd probably be harder for CC and Kozi because they joined us really late into our show's lifespan, and
That is
there
true.
are a few things on here I definitely haven't seen before, but, like, I haven't seen them.
Well, maybe we'll have to have you guys watch them. You can, like, let us know later. I mean, I'm thinking that at some point we should do some more, like, full retrospectives of some of the shows that we only watched parts of. I
Yes.
mean, if they ended up being, like, things that we were like, oh, we should continue watching that. I remember when we watched Shiki, I wanted to watch
Yeah.
more of it, but we ended up, like, having a bunch of other things that came out after that we were like, we need to do this. So,
Okay,
stuff like that, I might want to go back and rewatch.
I think
Maybe
I
we
can
should do
say
that with some
Spy
others.
X Family because that was new when we watched it.
That's fair.
I mean, out of
Well, you know-
everything I saw on here, I think my favorite thing is honestly Code Geass.
Yeah. We should go back and do a full thing on that one.
That one's so good.
It is. It's like Death Note and Gundam and then some other stuff.
Yeah.
And then chins that could cut glass.
But like, there are so many even that you guys did that I have seen.
Yeah.
I've been a weeb for far too long.
Well, we all
Although,
have. Well, not
you know
all of us.
what? I have nothing on Envy anymore.
I
Well-
don't know how Envy's continue to have that, like, time dilation thing that new anime fans have, where they're just able to, like, watch 30 shows in 2 days.
slowly creeping into a corner because I've gotten worse.
Have you added more?
I'm watching 21 shows this season.
Holy shit.
I gotta, you know what? I don't know how you do your scheduling, but you gotta teach me how to do it because I need to be more productive.
It's called I Don't Have a Life.
Well,
Here's the thing.
I'll
I'm
work
not
on
even
that.
sure if it's called Envy being productive. I think this is just Envy's unwinding time.
Damn.
That too.
Because I
Certain
was going to say,
shows
you
come out on-
usually watch it after work, don't you?
Yes.
So that's literally just the evening TV time.
Yes.
Actually, I think the only thing I have like not seen any part of on here was Envy's underrated one, and we missed that, so I didn't watch it.
That was such a bad
damn.
case of the first 3 episodes are the worst part of that show. Because I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own ass. I do genuinely think the rest of that show is great. It's a fun time. It's just
What was
the first 3 episodes
Ranma.
aren't the best. Like, because it's a slow build in the beginning. Apari
I'm not sure
Ranma, yeah.
I'm not sure you use that metaphor correctly, but I agree with the sentiment.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I have not seen like any part of.
Yeah.
Besides
It-
something like Dokuro, which is not going to be the best ranked one.
Yeah.
Is she saying Pepito Pito Pito because he's a pedo?
I think you brought this up during the
And
episode.
can we not? Can we just, like, not talk about it?
Yeah, no, we
Ever
cannot
again.
talk about it. Not talking about it would be great.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say about all these fucking episodes that we've done?
It's a lot. We've
Yeah.
done a
Speed
lot.
Racer.
Yeah, we've done so much.
Cece's not allowed to pick anything anymore, so don't worry.
Well, I think
Okay.
that's just a good decision.
I only have one more suggestion.
No!
Maybe.
It's
You keep it
revoked.
to yourself.
What is it, CC?
A Cromartie High School. I don't
Oh,
know
that
if
one's
everybody's gonna
good.
like that, but it's funny. It's really
It
funny.
is funny. I've seen it. Part of it.
Gav can vouch for me.
Well, if Gav wants to recommend it, he can. And you can't.
Wow.
But,
I mean,
so...
you have a roadmap going forward for what we're doing.
don't you,
More or
Al?
less, yeah. I have a couple of ideas. I don't want to like say everything that we're going to be doing in the next, well, for the rest of the year, but we have a couple things coming up that we wanted to do. We're going to probably we took a week off last week. We're probably going to take a week off this coming week because I have a couple things that I need to do, set some stuff up. But when we come back, there was a pretty recent movie that came out called Suzume from Makoto Shinkai, which we haven't really shown any of his movies on the podcast yet, which is a shame because I feel like any of us who have seen them really like them.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that we would come back, do that for episode 201, and then go through a couple of his other movies after that, and then lead into a few other things, because I feel like there's been a couple shows over the past couple weeks, months, that we've been like, oh, we should watch that, or we haven't watched that, and like even today, we were like, hey, we should like add some of these things to the list, so we should add a few more things to the list. But yeah, so we're gonna do that moving on for the rest of the year, and yeah, we got a couple other things planned. So come back, join us. You hung out. If you've managed to hang out with us for 200 episodes, oh my god, thank you.
Looking at you, Bio Phoenix.
I don't know why you're here.
Bio Phoenix is the real trooper. They are like comment almost every one of our videos.
Yeah. Thank you for
Shout
being
out to
here.
our number one.
And anyone else
Especially
who shows
if
up.
they sat through over 3 hours.
Yeah, especially if they sat through this.
Yeah, no. Anyway, thank you for joining us for this. Come join us for the next 200 episodes. Maybe you'll get better. You never know.
Maybe we'll kill each other before then.
Yep. It stands to reason. Anyway, we'll come back and find out. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!